Well, welcome back to the day two, the Leinster Trophy meeting, the TENG Tools ICCR here at Mondello Park. And the Irish touring cars are out on the grid. We're just down speaking to Victor Cullen's guest. He's got a lot of corporate sponsors with him this weekend. So Atlas Auto Care and Beacon Hospital, they're very welcome. They're just down there having lunch in the VIP suite. They'll get a good view out onto the main straight of this one. And it's Cian Walsh on pole position. As ever, Paul Toomey, a great run alongside him. Then Dean Cullen and Oisin Clune. Ross Aspel, Stephen Barber, Stephen Martin and Colin Morris. David McMinn and Aaron Ennis. Ismail Kurambocus and Luke Marmion, and then Ian Stryker. So great numbers here in the Irish touring cars. They've worked really hard to get these numbers back up, and it's a credit to them. Good grade. Stephen Martin looks like he's going to start in the Castrol livery car, the Castrol inspired livery from the pit lane. He's just getting his belts back on there. Almost ready to go, and away they go, and a great start from Cian Walsh. Number one, he's the reigning champion, and he makes a superb start to lead them away. Almost all Hondas, but not quite, as they roar under the Alpha Bridge and down towards Castrol Corner for the first time. Paul Toomey trying to stay with him. Looks very understeery on cold tyres, that car. And somebody in an EP3 gone around. Who's that? Is that Oisin Clune? They got it back and look at the lead that Cian Walsh has. Very windy here at Mondello Park now. You can see by the way the flags are being blown around. But difficult conditions. We got the drone back up. It looks like we have. I know we couldn't run the drone in the morning because somebody else sideways. That happens in these front wheel drive racing cars. The back tires are cold. You can warm the fronts up relatively easily. But it's very hard to get heat into the back tyres. And the yellow Integra almost going around. And somebody else there, a more modern Civic, sideways again, lights it up. But that's exactly what you need to do to bring it back. It was, you've got to just plant it and the car will come back around. That was a great example of what happens. You thought that car had spun or gone off backwards, not so much. Cian Walsh, Paul Toomey, Dean Cullen, Oisin Clune, Stuart Curran, John Sheridan, Ross Aspel, Stephen Barden, two classes, Super Touring and National. And Dean Cullen led the Nationals away. There's Stephen Martin, not too far back considering he started from the pit lane, so we'll watch out for that Castrol-inspired livery on the Integra. Down at 7A and B now. Cian Walsh well ahead at this stage. Stuart Curran, I think that is up to third place. Then Clune, then McMahon. From way back, when National runner in the Sayat, diesel-powered Sayat. Luke Marmion there in the Celica, one of the few non-Hondas on the grid. Very quick, these cars are almost round the lap already. And a big move down the inside for second place there. Almost comes off, but not quite. Cian Walsh miles ahead now, number one. A little bit of contact as the rear locks up on the Integra. It's Toomey goes through. Stuart Curran next up. Oisin Clune. Then David McMinn, great first lap. Then it's Ismail in that Alpine liveried car. Then Ross Aspel, Colin Morris, Stephen Barber, Dean Cullen goes through. Down 7 places. He's got a lot of work to do, Dean Cullen. Blasting across the line there. Stephen Martin going to try and catch up, but that looks like Marmion, is it? It is, that's a shame. Luke Marmion obviously in trouble. Battle on for second place here as we can see from there. I think that's a static high shot. I don't think it's the drone. Probably a little bit windy to get the drone up. We couldn't use it this morning because of the rain. Yeah, that's what they're telling me here. So the wind a little bit too strong. That's a shame because it's been everybody's been talking about the drone, the See It Live drone footage. Look at that. Paul Toomey fighting with the car there as he piles on the power. The back end of the car just moving around, struggling a little bit for traction. He's well able to control it. He keeps it pinned and piles on the opposite lock. The front wheel drive car, Stuart Curran right with him. That distinctive Integra with the black bonnet and wings. Trying to have a look down the inside here on the approach to 7A. Can't get it done. Has a look on the outside now, but Toomey has that covered. Good driving by Paul Toomey here. Nicely defensive there. Clune not too far away, and he's the first national runner in the national class. Then McMahon in that diesel-powered Sayat, incredible little car. I think that car might have raced at Club Enduro in the UK before with Darkside or one of those teams. But a very, very quick machine. He drives it well too. Cars getting out of shape in the background. They really are firing these cars around. This car, a complete opposite of the Sayat Super Cup. Sayat Super Cups are factory built cars. These cars, a lot of them guys have built in a shed at their house. They work really hard on them. Cian Walsh is a specialist. He's got his own rolling road, his own workshop, and that's the business he's in, and that's kind of a project car for him. He drives it well, but he's always working on it, always striving to improve it, and he's pretty dominant in this class as a result. 4.8 seconds of a lead at the end of lap 2, just showing us that as McMinn goes through across the start-finish line. And Corumbokas goes through. Ross Aspel right with him in that yellow Integra. That was him that got out of shape earlier. Then Stephen Barber, Colin Morris, Dean Cullen goes through. Aaron Ennis, and then Stevie Martin. Stevie Martin lapping on the pace of the cars in front, but he just can't get up to them. That's a wheel off on the outside for Stuart Curran there. Stuart Curran, lap time not much slower now than the leader. That's the battle we were talking about. That Integra is wayward, isn't it? The back end just wants to overtake. It thinks it's a Mark II Escort, that car. I think that's the ex-Ulick Burke car. But yeah, big sideways stuff for him, and hard to control the back end of it by the look of it. Stephen Barber trying to get alongside him now on the way up the hill. Let's look at the outside as they approach Lola Corner. Colin Morris. Good battle there, 3 or 4 cars in the middle of it. Great racing in the national. That national class introduction probably, I wouldn't say saved this grid, but it's bolted, and a big look down the inside. He can't get it stopped, and that's going to be heavy contact. Oh dear. He just could not get that car stopped. I wonder, was that brake failure or a mistake? But certainly Corumbokas got collected there. No fault of his own, heavily collected into 7A and B. Well captured by the See It Live cameras, but yeah, got on the grass, just couldn't get it stopped. We could see that one coming. Looked like a legitimate move, certainly initially. None of this bothering Cian Walsh at 4.8 seconds, the gap. Sure, Curran trying to chase him down. Curran will be slowed slightly on that lap by the putting a wheel off. 6.2 seconds, the gap now is new fastest lap for Walsh, 52 dead. It's his own lap record, Cian Walsh, and it's a 48.8. But completely dry conditions. Track's had a good soaking all morning. I'm still sure it's still a little bit damp in some places. Looking like it might stay dry for the rest of the day here. Famous last words. We were forecast rain all day long. There's Stephen Martin in the Integra. Remember, started in the pit lane. Let's see what lap times he can get down to. He needs to get under 2 minutes. He has done. 58.1. He found a load of time. That's quicker than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in front. 6 of the cars in front of him. Now faster than them is Stephen Martin. He's up a couple of places as a result of that shunt as well, so he should be able to catch John Sheridan, perhaps an Aaron Ennis as well if he keeps the head down. Here they come down into Bridgestone Corner now. Waved yellows. Out onto the back straight. There must be a car still down there in the gravel at 7A. There's the rescue unit, the snatch unit as it's known, heading down there, the pickup. So waved yellows. Leaders go through. Yeah, that's such a shame. That's Ismail Corumbokas. He'd been driving beautifully. The 2 cars are down there. In fact, Stephen Barber too. Barber, in fact, looked like he was a bit of a passenger there, didn't he? Just could not stop that car. And once he hit the grass, no chance. I'm sure he did try to avoid that car. Very unfortunate. And as for Corumbokas, he was already turned in and negotiating the first bit of 7A when he was collected. So tough time. Bit of damage on those cars too, I'd imagine. That's probably the fastest part of the circuit. So safety car is out and has been dispatched. There it is, the Alfa Junior. It's getting a lot of running today, isn't it? Must have good range. It's out under the Alfa Romeo bridge again and back out in front of Cian Walsh. That'll bundle it all up a little bit. That'll give Stuart Curran will be wondering, could he have a go at Cian Walsh? Well, now is his chance to find out. But what the other thing it'll do is that Oisin Clune, who's 3rd overall and leading national, will be backed up a little bit into McMinn, Aspel, Morris, Dean Cullen. All the guys that had issues early on are back in it now. They should really all be bumper to bumper under a safety. Up to John Sheridan and Aaron Ennis. In fact, he's with them already on the main straight here, but they need to catch up to the safety car. So while the cars are circulating at lower speed behind the safety car, let's have a look back at that incident down at 7A at the end of that long back straight. These cars up into 5th gear, big speed. Here's Barber having a look down the inside of the Integra, headlights on. Here's where it looks like a legitimate move, goes to the inside. Does he lock up? No, he doesn't lock up at all. He does eventually a little bit, then it's when he goes onto the grass he's in trouble. And in fact, it looks like Kurrenbachus almost saw it coming and tried to not turn in, but just got collected. That is such a shame. It's not gouging or picking up anybody with a quarter panel. It certainly isn't intentional. But Kurrenbachus will rightly feel a little bit aggrieved by that one. He was minding his own business, going nicely, and it eased away a little bit from that battle. And just collected heavily there. But it did look like, it really did look like Barber couldn't stop that car. That was Barber who pulled the car back from a wild angle early on. Marshals are out in the grid. I'm seeing red flags now. So, yep, red flag. Coming up on the messages from timing. So we'll stop the car, probably do a safety car restart. We've seen it happen. It's quite smooth. We've seen it happen a couple of occasions today. So the recovery going on there, and the main grid stopped here on the Bahrain Straight, right below me. So what we'll do is we'll take a quick commercial break. We'll come back to you with some live racing from the Irish Touring Cars.
This car goes from 60, no, sorry.
Send me this car. Quando è stata l'ultima volta che ti sei innamorato? You should try it.
The all-new Alfa Romeo Junior. Learn to love again.
Introducing Castrol Edge, formulated to deliver at least 30% improved performance versus tough industry limits. Performance achieved throughout the engine, including the pistons, turbo, and valve train. Its Power Boost technology combines contact performance additives that dynamically respond on the surfaces of fast-moving engine components with high-quality advanced full synthetic base oils. Power Boost technology gives drivers the confidence to demand more power and acceleration when they need it most.
GSE.
We're back live with the Beacon Hospital coverage of the TENG Tools ICCR, and the Irish touring cars are back running again, as you can see, as we promised before the ad. There is the Alfa Romeo Ireland Junior leading them round. The lights are off, which means that car is heading for the pit lane. So Cian Walsh can slow them right down like he's doing now, and he can go back up to racing speed whenever he wants. He dictates when the restart happens effectively. He can't overtake though before the start finish line. But Stuart Curran is closest to him in pace, probably only about a second off on this full international loop, which is good stuff. A second and a bit maybe, so he'll be looking to hang on. So watch the white Integra in the background. Oisin Clune, he's leading the national class and he's right up there in third overall. So Paul Toomey behind him will be trying to get by. There we go. And looks like Cian Walsh has dropped the hammer already. Full racing line. Curran closes him down on the brakes, gets turned in and gets on the power as early. Walsh's car just eases away, oh, by a lot in a straight line. It's very quick in a straight line, Cian Walsh's car. 160.9, but actually Stuart Curran's car 159.5. They're well ahead of anyone else over 150. There is McMinn in the diesel, 153. She's an oil burner, but she can pick up her skirts and run when she wants to. There it is there. Very interesting car, and he drives it really well. That's David McMinn. You can see the black smoke out of the back of it. She's diesel powered. I'm not joking. That's deadly serious. So Walsh, Curran, Clune, Toomey, McMinn, Morris, Aspel, Dean Cullen, Aaron Ennis, John Sheridan, Stephen Martin, and Luke Marmion, who has rejoined. Is your order. Here they come back towards us again, and just opening up that gap is Cian Walsh. Second place is Stuart Curran. And as I thought might happen, Paul Toomey has got by Oisin Clune. Oisin Clune won't mind that. He'd be more worried about that diesel oil burning Sayed behind him, because that's the second place car in the national series here. Then Colin Morris is touring, and Ross Aspel is next up. Oh, look at Toomey in the background. He really is wringing the neck of that car. Armful of opposite lock coming through Nordic Spirit corner. There's Clune. Great stuff. Every inch of track being used by Oisin Clune. Toomey starting to wind it up and really go well there. So it's Toomey, Clune, Colin Morris it is in touring car, just ahead of touring spec car, just ahead of McMahon. So he's separating those two. That's them there as you see them. The black car leading the national class, and second place is David McMahon. Third place in the national is Ross Aspel, just from Dean Cullen. Then it's Sheridan, Ennis, Stephen Martin, and Luke Marmion. Marmion has lost 2 laps because of that off, but he is back running again. So we come back into the main arena. Great shot of them there down, looking down at turn 3, perfectly drying out. Hasn't been like that all day. That Integra still very taily there as it gets turned in for turn 3. Good battle here between Ennis, Martin, and Marmion. So Stephen Martin caught up from after that pit lane start, trying to get the run up the hill now, the Integra. Not much of a difference in a straight line once they get one running, but Martin later on the brakes, trying to get the nose up the inside on the way into Bridgestone. Can he do it on the way out? He can. He's got alongside. Great exit there. Oh, they're not giving each other much room. The elbows are out as they head up the hill. Gets the job done though, and he's up another place. So what started as a bad afternoon has gotten a lot better for Stephen Martin. He's made that room, carry good speed through Lola corner as well to get away, and trying to get up the inside is Marmion, but he's cutting the grass there and doesn't quite get it done. Aaron Ennis just closing the door on him, and Ennis gets a great run out of there and closes up a little bit on Stephen Martin on that long back straight. Not much difference in these cars in a straight line. 27A, 27B. The leader coming out of the final corner now. The clock is down to 0. Here comes Cian Walsh for yet another win. He's running number 1 for a reason. He's the reigning champion, heading for it again this year. Great drive from Cian Walsh, hammer down all the way, cruising across the line. In second place is Stuart Curran. Paul Toomey, great run, spectacular driving, and great to watch. He's third. There's your national class winner, Oisin Clune. And Colin Morris is next up, and second place in national is, there you go, that's the diesel Sayat of David McMinn, and Ross Aspel completes the podium for the national. So great racing from the touring cars as they all come down and finish the race. Here's Stephen Martin. He'd be delighted with that. He's got by a couple of cars. He can hold his head up high when he gets back to Athlone. So ended up 9th actually. He was 14th I think at one stage. So Walsh, Curran, Toomey, Clune, Morris, McMinn, your top 6 in the Precision Tint and Graphics Irish touring cars. Touring cars just coming in the back gate, back into Park Fermé. That's the compound you can see, and just to the left of the centre of your screen, that's where the scrutineers will check the cars over if they want. The scrutineers can bring the cars in, or they can let them go straight through, do it after another race. They're bringing them in on this occasion. So whatever technical regs are in this class, they're loose enough in Irish touring cars. You can modify your car to your heart's content, slightly less so in the national class. and they can check them. They can check tires, they can check weights, anything they want. In fact, some of the other classes, the one-meg classes, they have Ford scan tools, they've got ECU readers, they've got all sorts of stuff to do a great job. Really good technical team here at Mandela Park, just to make sure of equality. They have access to the speed trap on the main straight. They use that quite a lot for the minis, the STs and the ZTECs. So if they see a spike on that or see anybody significantly quicker than the others on the main straight, they'll pull the car in and have a look at it. And it really does keep the racing close. It gives us better entertainment, and it makes it easier for newer drivers to progress as well. And once you've got a car equal to the best, you just work on your own driving. There's Barber's car coming back in. A little bit of damage at the front of that car, but it was pretty high speed impact. Still got all four wheels on it, I suppose. Looks alright from that angle. Easy for me to say as they bring the car back towards the paddock. So Legends next up. They haven't been released from assembly yet. They'll have a rolling start, so we'll have an ad break before they go live on track here at the TENG Tools ICCR at Mandela Park.
GSE.
Sometimes when you get to where nobody is supposed to follow you, people actually start to do it. Well, unless you go too far. The new Jeep Avenger, now available in e-hybrid for freedom followers.
You make it grand. You design an electric logo. Grand. A super low battery range. Grand. And 50,000 intelligent LEDs. That's grand. Sure is.
New Opel Grandland. Available in hybrid and electric. Go grand.
The Blitz is more than just a logo to us. It represents who we are. It stands for the energy that flows into every single Opel, and for our restless ambition to always go further, even if it means to break old patterns. By 2028, we will be fully electric. This is our focus, our energy, and we manifest it with a new, even more energetic Blitz. Like never before, it stands for who we are and where we go. Because it's much more than just a logo. It's our compass to head forward.
Legends back. We're back again racing, and it's the 1200cc motorbike engined Legends, and this time it's going to be Jonathan Patterson on pole, blindingly quick in the wet this morning. Scott Jackson, Sylvie Bartlett, James Byrne, Seamus Ryan, Richie Power, Michael Barrable, Gordon Brown lining up at Southside Motor Factor's corner. Owen Lawler, Willie Lawrence, Nico Frank, Dennis Lambert and Lee Malone. Watch Lee Malone coming from the back. Big danger man here, judging by this morning, is of course Scott Jackson. He's on the outside of the front row. He showed great pace. He's the reigning champion. Multicolored car on the left of your screen, looking from behind there as they head towards the Alpha Bridge. They're waiting for these lights to go out. The lights are slow going out, but they're out, and they open their throttles, and those 1200cc engines scream down the main straight, the newly renamed Bahrain Straight at Mandela Park, and down towards Castrol Corner. And from the outside of the front row, it looks like Scott Jackson, but actually Jonathan Patterson going back at him in the orange car. They're neck and neck out of Castrol and heading for Campion Corner now. Michael Barrable making up places, hand over fist, mid-grid there, that distinctive yellow and blue car. Somebody off, two of them off on the outside, a lot of lock brakes. Oh dear, is that Michael Barrable off? It's Gordon Brown, I think, off. We have a number of cars off. I don't think anybody contacted the bank. We might be able to keep going. Let's wait and see. Yeah, there's Michael Barrable. He'll be keen to rejoin if he can. The POB racing car, beautifully turned out as ever. Yeah, he's got it restarted. Heading back across to the right-hand side. There's Gordon Brown back and running again. Well, these sturdy little cars, that was high speed to go off, but they didn't contact the bank, and they're both back up and running again, and we're still racing at Mandela Park as a result. So let's see where Patterson is. Has he dropped back? I think he has. A little bit difficult to see the colours there as they come through the lighting as they come through Lola Corner. There's Willie Lawrence coming through, certainly for Patterson. Distinctive orange colour car. Michael Barrable's coming in the back gate by the look of it. 14 is Richie Power. Richie Power with Lee Malone just ahead of him. Great start from Malone coming from the back. There's going to be big shuffles on the timing screen when they go by us. Scott Jackson with the fastest first sector time lighting up on the screen there. Standing start first lap. That's him that's leading, in fact, by a significant margin. Bartlett is in third place. I think, you know, in fifth place, is that possibly Lee Malone up to fifth place? I think it is. We've lost certainly one car and maybe two. Michael Barrable just being allowed back into the paddock here at the back gate. After that massive spin, obviously something off in the car. There must have been a little bit of contact. Yeah, there's the leader goes through now to complete the first lap. Glorious sound as there always is. Scott Jackson with a massive lead. Scott Jackson started last. Did he on the grid? No, he didn't start last. Sorry, he started the outside the front row. Lee Malone, who's come up to fifth place, started right at the back, up 8 places in one lap. So it's Scott Jackson. James Byrne, the rookie, going really well. Didn't have a great run in the first race. Parked it in the gravel, but he's having a great run here. He's under pressure from Sylvie Bartlett. Two Fiesta racers having a go at each other there. James Byrne, known to us from the Carnage Motorsport team in the Fiesta Z-Tech to Siltech class, and Sylvie Bartlett was had a couple of really good runs in the Alloy Air Centre Fiesta ST class. Both enjoying these Legends now for a little bit of fun. Richie Byrne holding on to second, or James Byrne I should say, holding on to second place. Bartlett looking down the inside, there is no gap there. Byrne gets it, turns in and hangs on to second place. Then it's Lee Malone, number 4. Sorry, Seamus Ryan, number 4, who's weaving around behind them. Byrne going nicely. Amended grid for Super Cup Ireland just been given to us there. We'll go by that later, and Byrne is off. He's off, and into the tyres on the back straight. A little bit of contact. I don't know, was he moving across to defend? I'm sure we'll be able to have a look at that again. That's relatively heavy contact, and that is really quick place to go off. That's as quick as they're going anywhere on the track. Probably top gear. He'll be fine. The tyres did their job, bounced the car back, took the energy away. But in fact, it's battle on for the lead now, because look at this as they come back towards us. Byrne is out of the car, absolutely fine. But is that Ryan, Seamus Ryan? No, that's the battle for second, isn't it? It is. That's Bartlett, Ryan and Lee Malone. Sideways Lee Malone as he comes out onto that short straight up to Nordic Spirit Corner. 4 minutes still to run in this one. Next up will be the Sayat Super Cup Ireland, Johnstown Estate, back to championship. Another place there for Lee Malone down the outside of the brakes at the south side. The Scott Jackson blast through. He's the only one under 2 minutes, and he's in a 57. Let's see if the rest of them can do it as they go by. Nobody else under 2 minutes yet. couple of them very close, but no, 157.9. So he's leading after 2 laps, leading by 7 seconds. Doesn't happen very often. Scott Jackson, Sylvie Bartlett, Lee Malone, and Seamus Ryan. And with the demise of James Byrne, that is now Richie Power, number 14, who's leading the rookies. All getting turned in. It's Seamus Ryan, and 14 is Richie Power. As we said, Richie Power leading the rookies. Scott Jackson leading overall by 7 seconds. Incredible stuff. Waved yellows at, because of James Byrne's car, waved yellows at Lola Corner out onto that back straight, just to let them know there's an incident up front. The car probably still on the track, well off the racing line, but good stuff from the marshals, just letting them know there it is. It's over to the right as they're coming, left as we're looking at it, down towards 7A now and B. Still looking bright and almost sunny here at Mondello Park. We were not expecting this. We were told rain from 10 a.m. this morning till 4 p.m. Hasn't happened yet. So the man above must be a Leinster Trophy fan. Here we go through the brains, bends right and left. Beautifully negotiated by Sylvie Bartlett. He's getting away slightly, isn't he? He's a few tenths clear of Lee Malone. Lee Malone's come all the way from the back. Look at that big long drift from Malone every lap. They look like such fun to drive, these legends. Just stands on the power and piles on the opposite lock, and it doesn't seem to scrub off any speed. So Bartlett looking very good here if he can hang on for second place with just 2 minutes to run. In fact, I'd imagine they're going to go on to their last lap now. There they go. So Jackson, Bartlett quicker than Jackson that time, and the gap down to 6.2 seconds. It's not going to close that in a lap, but it's a good effort. Jackson, Bartlett, Malone, Ryan and Owen Lawler. Richie Power, the first rookie, but Lawler's just done him for 5th place. Lawler, a pro driver though. Number 99. Here's Bartlett again, still under pressure. Should be able to hang on for this final lap, maybe. Certainly Lee Malone is on a roll. As we said, he's come all the way from the back. That distinctive red and white car. He'll want another place if he can get it. And Ryan and Lawler behind them. Owen Lawler on a big charge here, going really well. In fact, he's the only one, apart from the leader, he's the only one to break into the 59s. Well, the leader's in a 57 class of his own, but no one else has got under 2 minutes. 46 seconds to go in this one. Down into 7A and B, and Bartlett going nicely. He's not defending, he's keeping the head down, putting the lap times in. In fact, that gap I don't think is getting, certainly visually, it's not getting any smaller. If it's any smaller, it's only by fractions as they come back up the hill. Through Bahrain's bends, right and left. Throwing caution to the wind to Scott Jackson there. Beautiful shot of him just drifting through the right-hand element there and over that inside curb. And the little legend trying to get closer. Let's see if he hangs the tail out here again. Not so much. He's trying to get traction. He's closer than he was, but 2 corners to go. Here's the first one, Nordic Spirit. He's really trying hard. You can see by the body language of that car right out over the curbs there, but Sylvie Bartlett not being hustled at all. And out front, it's going to be a great drive, and he's cruising across the line and weaving at Scott Jackson for the win. Great drive. Bartlett, a super drive to second place, and what a charge to third place all the way from the back for Lee Malone. Then it's Seamus Ryan and Owen Lawler. Richie Power comes home to win the rookies just about from Nico Frank. Then it's Dennis Lambert, another rookie right there too. Then Patterson. He dropped back early on, I'm not sure why. Jonathan Patterson. And we're looking for Gordon Brown and Willie Lawrence. Not sure if they're still out there. Snatch unit removing James Byrne's car. They may have, no, they haven't taken the flag just yet. Here they are. Yeah, both still coming. So they've had incidences, but they are still going. James Byrne getting back into the car. Barry Swan just checking the back bodywork there to see if they can get that car moving and see if the back suspension has collapsed. If it's collapsed, it'll need a teleporter. If the 4 wheels are okay and the suspension's okay, they should be able to tow that car back relatively quickly. As Gordon Brown comes through after that massive spin earlier. That was a high-speed, scary spin. Great to see him bringing it home. Lap time's way out, though. I'm sure the car got, at very least, got the geometry knocked out. So Barry Swan just having a quick chat with James Byrne there, see what they're going to do. A lot of muck on the back of that car. As we said, it left the track at high speed. It does look like it's sitting down on itself at the back. There's no clearance there at all in those back arches. I think there might be rear suspension damage to the Dent Magic car. Let's wait and see. Okay, well, it's going to take a while to clear that up, so let's see if they see it live, guys. We've got a replay. They have. I can hear in my ear here. So let's have a look at the replay of that one. It's high speed. Brace yourself here as they're on the long back straight. Here we are. James Byrne is the last of these cars. Oh, yes, the other car coming across in front of him that does it really. He was just a passenger. That's number 4, Seamus Ryan. I think Ryan unsighted. He was trying to get down the inside of Bartlett. Certainly no malice in it, but James Byrne will feel aggrieved by that one. Definitely. High speed and pitched into the barriers. Strong little cars. But I'd say there's back suspension. Oh, maybe not. The wing did come off. You can see the back left wing came off. So maybe that's why it's sitting down on the wheel. Although they would have towed that car by now. Those two guys know exactly what they're doing. Barry Swan there in the right, massively experienced here. So it'll probably need to be lifted, I would imagine. Yeah, they're unhitching that. Yeah, he's just got back into it actually, the Dent Magic car. Nunts was from Fiesta Junior racing for the last number of seasons. Always smiling. Might not be smiling now. He was on for a very good result there, really running well as top rookie. But if anyone can get that car out for race 3, it's POB Racing. They've got an uncanny talent for putting cars back together. There's the rest of them all back in Parc Ferme, and we'll be going racing shortly with the Seat Super Cup Ireland Championship. So the rescue unit's heading out there. It looks like the teleporter will have to pick that car up, so that's going to take a couple of minutes. So it's back to another commercial break here on the Beacon Hospital coverage of the TENG Tools ICCR.
This car goes from 60, no, sorry.
Send me this car.
Quando è stata l'ultima volta che ti sei innamorato? You should try it.
The all-new Alfa Romeo Junior. Learn to love again.
Introducing Castrol Edge. Formulated to deliver at least 30% improved performance versus tough industry limits. Performance achieved throughout the engine, including the pistons, turbo, and valve train. Its Power Boost technology combines contact performance additives that dynamically respond on the surfaces of fast-moving engine components with high-quality advanced full synthetic base oils. Power Boost technology gives drivers the confidence to demand more power and acceleration when they need it most.
We're back live, and it's the Johnstown Estate Seat Super Cup class, factory-built touring cars, left-hand drive, 340 brake horsepower. Although some of them have slightly less in race 2. I think we'll go through that when the names come up on the screen. The first, second and third generally take a little bit of a hit in terms of brake horsepower to even things out, and the top 8 are reversed for race 2. So if you're watching this from the Beacon Hospital from Victor Cullen's suite down at the corporate suites, and it's being beamed live down there, your car is going to start from the outside of the front row. Dave Maguire Senior, massively experienced, is going to start on pole position. Former multiple champion Victor Cullen, championship contenders on the outside the front row for Atlas Auto Service. Max Turley is Victor's big competition for the championship, but I think actually the win this morning for David Maguire Jr. will have vaulted him into championship contention, so I'll need to see the scores on the doors. Owen Murray will no doubt be working them out as we speak. Sam Moffat, the rally man, on row 2 alongside Turley, then Barry English and Stephen Wright. Stephen Wright's racy, as indeed is Barry English. He's hard in battle. And then the 2 flyers, row 3, Sean McGovern and David Maguire. Sean McGovern took pole position this morning for his first ever Seat Super Cup race. He's leading the Fiesta Z-Tech Championship by a long way. And David Maguire Jr. and Sean McGovern are both examples of the type of driver that's being produced from the Fiesta Z-Tech Championship. It really does teach you all about saloon car racing. Very low powered cars, but they've jumped into these 340 brake horsepower cars. That's 4 times the power of the Z-Techs. And Sean McGovern took pole and Dave Maguire took the win. So great stuff. Victor Cullen lining up, and the outside the front row, Dave Maguire, neither of them really up as far as they should be on the marks. And let's see who else comes forward. They're all the same, aren't they? They're all a little bit further back. Sean McGovern isn't. He's right on his. Let's see about Maguire when he comes up. Oh, well back as well. You can't see it from there, but you can see it from the aerial shot. There you go. Look at that. They're all giving away about 2 feet there, bar Sean McGovern. Donald Downey's up on his, and so is Brian Berry. Anyway, it's very judgmental. And I will give them an excuse that if you sit in one of those cars, you can see nothing. The sky is about it. You sit really low and really far back, so it's a bit speculative. And I'm assuming if you went beyond it, you would be moved back or pay the consequences. So getting ready to go. It can be a little bit tricky to get the. Somebody stopped. That's Gary Corcoran. Gary Corcoran's car down at turn 3 is ground to a halt. Some sort of gremlins. That car beautifully presented as it always is. Corcoran crash repairs down in Wicklow. His daughter Liv Corcoran races in Z-Techs. Gary has raced in Formula Shanes and supercars, and now they say it's super. They are beautifully turned out car, but seems to have just stopped on the track. They can't get it going. Gregory Tarmac Supply, so they've got it going. Great stuff. He should be. Is he going to pull to the inside? No, he's not. He's going to give it gears and try and get to the grid. I wonder, can they hold the grid for that long after the warm-up lap? Fergus Brennan has his hand on his ear, suggesting the starter is on the radio to race control. So surprised LOH aren't urging Victor Cullen forward a little bit there. Mark Turley right at the back said he was having great fun, but off into the gravel in the first race. That's put him to the back. Let's see how much progress he can make. Gary Corcoran weaving his tyres around while everyone else is cooled down. He's getting some heat into his self-run car. So the drone is up there, but it's, we're not sure if we can keep it up or not, but it certainly is a great view. That drone has added so much to the Beacon Hospital coverage here at Mondello. We've great shots of the track and out onto the international loops. First time they've launched it today. Struggling a lot with the wind, but let's see how we get on. So here comes the top of your screen, Gary Corcoran with his tyres warmed up to full temperature and everybody else with cold rears, which is not what you want. Some of them are having a chat with the grid marshals. Let's see what'll come up. Delayed race, aborted start, 1 warm-up lap and 15-minute race. 30 seconds it says. It's going to be a warm-up lap, isn't it? It's not 30 seconds at the start. Yeah. Yeah, they're being given the circular motion of the hand to tell them there's another warm-up lap. Way they go on the warm-up lap. So I suppose it's only fair, and with any of these purpose-built racing cars, you do not want to be out there with cold rear tyres. You see the cars weaving around and you think they're warming the front tyres. What they're actually doing is throwing the car and closing the throttle, and throwing the car and closing the throttle, trying to get the back of the car moving. You see it in British touring cars all the time, because the cars are set up with lot less grip at the back than the front, to delay the inevitable understeer that comes in a front-wheel drive race saloon, so they can be very, very taily on cold tyres. And that, allied to the fact that they don't have much steering lock, they really don't have a whole lot of lock at all, means it can be very difficult to get them back. Even if you plant the throttle on them, it can be very hard to get them back in shape, and you can just go off backwards. So they'll all be trying to do, you see them moving around, trying to get heat into those rear tyres. Dave Maguire, senior, on pole position, massively experienced driver. Victor Cullen, relatively new to the Mondello Park grids, alongside him. It can be tricky to get these cars off the grid. They do have a launch control system on them, but it can be hard to use and perhaps a little bit glitchy from time to time. They look absolutely fantastic. Great to see so many of them out there, and great to see Sam Moffat on the grid as well. Multiple rally winner. So Max Turley really needs to get up and get ahead of Victor Cullen, but David Maguire is going to want to chase both of them down. Through Lola corner, out onto the back straight, all getting a feel for how much grip there is. There's Gary Corcoran. He'd be delighted to be back on the grid for this one. Stephen Wright in the distinctive red and black car. Sean McGovern, who took pole position on his class debut this morning in wet conditions and had fastest lap in race 1. I think actually Dave Maguire took the fastest lap back on the final lap, but those two are both very, very quick. That's David Maguire, Donald Downey, Brian Berry coming through. Brian Berry, Siobhan Woods, famous driver, favourite driver, Sean Woods Racing. Of course, he came up through them with Puntos and supercars, and they ran all sorts of cars. Sean, sorely missed by everyone here at Mondello Park, but Siobhan always tunes in to the coverage, so she'll be delighted to see Brian Berry on the grid, although he shouldn't be that far back. He's normally up towards the pointy end, so let's see if he can make any progress. Brian Berry is on row 5 in the car, very similar in colours to Victor Cullen's blue and yellow colouring. Victor Cullen's car being re-liveried because of his new sponsor, Atlas Auto Care. So here they come down towards the grid, forming up. David Maguire Sr. and the Jerry Maguire and Sons panel beaters, very well known and respected in Dublin, that business. So Jim Halligan pulling Victor Cullen forward a bit there, just making sure he's right up on his marks. Second row well back, but as we said, very hard to see. This is going to be important now. Championship contenders really are Cullen, Turley and possibly young Maguire on the 3rd, 4th row of the grid. So let's watch this one. Watch out for Maguire and McGovern charging through, but they've got a lot of machinery in their way. The Alfa Romeo bridge at the top of your picture. Watch out for the red lights. Fergus Brennan will show the 5-second board. The timer under Fergus and the starters gantry is showing 15 minutes. Gary Corcoran. It's very messy at the back. They're reversing and shuffling around. There could be repercussions for this one, I'd imagine. No grid marshals down there with them. They're not even on grid spots. It might let them go, but I'm not so sure. Very messy. Let's watch for Fergus Brennan in the starters gantry. Away they go. Victor gets the nose ahead, but Dave Maguire goes right with him. They're neck and neck. A little bit of contact with Downey as they go down there. Victor Cullen puts the squeeze on. He's definitely ahead. Here comes Turley down the outside of both of them on the brakes. Victor Cullen trying to sit around the outside. He's safe in 2nd place. Moffat in 3rd, I think it is. And then Turley in 4th. It's exactly the way it is. Then it's McGovern who's got around the outside of Barry English, who gives him a nudge as they exit Campion Corner. But it is David Maguire Sr. from Victor Cullen. As they head through turn 3, Cullen closes him down through the first bit. Getting right into the inside. Victor misses his apex there, and he's slow on the run up the hill as a result. Is that Moffat, I think, getting a run at him? It is, and has a look down the inside. Just didn't quite get it into the second apex of turn 3 there, and that really kills you coming up the hill. But he's got the head down now, and he's beginning to get away. He's pulled a length back on that one. McGovern, the man on a move. Great shot from the drone as they go up Kennedy's Rise and through the right-hand Lola corner. Oh, somebody brave down the outside. McNally possibly. Late on the brakes again. Oh, it's Mark Turley. Of course it is. Trying to get his way through from the back. So two similar coloured cars there. That's Turley under pressure now from young Sean McGovern. Victor Cullen carries good speed through 7A to get himself away from Moffat behind, who's beginning to crowd him a little bit on the run down the back straight. Here they come back towards us again. Maguire, Cullen, Moffat, Turley, McGovern, English, Wright. Bad start for Dave Maguire Jr. He's well back. Corcoran in the mix there, isn't he? Right on the back bumper of Dave Maguire Jr. as Wright has a look down the inside of Barry English. Barry English gives him racing room and then closes the door a little bit late. Little bit of contact. Here comes Maguire with a run at both of them. You love these drone shots. It's great to see. Maguire's going to get one of them surely here. Watch this. Here he is up on the outside, heading up the hill to south side. He's so late in the brakes. He gets by one and gets level with Wright. If he doesn't get shoveled off here on the exit, and he doesn't, he could get another place. This is great stuff. A little bit of a shuffle coming out of the final corner. They come down into turn 1 again. Castrol corner. He's still on the outside. He's still not giving up. If he can keep the nose alongside there. No, he doesn't quite manage it on this occasion, so he's got to start it all again. 4 corners trying to get by there. Good stuff between these guys. 2 good racers. So it is Maguire, Cullen. Victor still doesn't get into that apex at turn 3 again, so well, maybe perhaps not the front end grip he'd like to have there. It's a little bit slower up the hill, I would imagine, as a result. That's Corcoran and Donald Downey, I think, side by side. Corcoran gets the job done, gets the move. Somebody else trying to get by now as they come back up the hill. I think Victor Cullen a bit closer for the lead as they go out of our view. Yeah, he is closer. He's shaking off Moffat and he's closing down Maguire now. So Victor Cullen going nicely. Heading down the back straight. It's different parts of the circuit, isn't it? He's very quick out in the international loop, closes him right down there on the brakes and carries more speed through 7A. Good run through 7B, and on the way up the hill, Maguire holds the centre of the road. Back out to the outside to get a full racing line. Then it's Moffat in third place, but certainly Victor Cullen has more pace and it's just ease away from him a little bit, but he's beginning to get crowded by Turley and indeed by McGovern. McGovern's dropped back a bit there. Turley locks a wheel down the inside but doesn't get it done. Having a go at Moffat, that allows the 2 leaders to get away a little bit more. McGovern not really on the attack just yet. Here we go. Maguire has to defend and defend heavily, and Victor Cullen up the outside, back to the inside. No, it's just in his tracks as they come out. They should come out a little bit quicker. Actually a length gone there. I thought he'd be a little bit closer going by. Fastest lap to Victor Cullen, surely it is, but Sam Moffat takes it back. Oh look, everybody's having a go. Stephen Wright with fastest lap, but then these aren't really representative because the first 2 were battling away on that lap. But everybody got a purple lap there, I think, briefly as they went by. So this is great stuff. And now Victor Cullen's dropped back. Whatever happened there on the way out of Southside, he just dropped 2 or 3 lengths back from Maguire, Dave Maguire, and almost into the clutches now. Gets right into the apex though. Maybe the tyres are up to temperature for Victor. That's the first time he's got up over that inside curb at turn 3. Better run up as a result. Dave Maguire certainly not getting away. It's just ebbing and flowing. I think it's the international element of the circuit, the loop, where Victor is a bit quicker. Works here as an instructor, so he knows that loop pretty well. A lot of the activities go on around that international loop. It runs as an independent 1 kilometre circuit quite a lot during the week. Yeah, he gets away very good through Lola corner. Definitely gets away there. He's pulled a couple of lengths again on Moffat down the back straight, but Maguire's a lot further ahead than he was this time last lap. Down at 7A and B. He's quicker clearly there and quicker on the way out. But it seems to be Southside he lost it, which was odd because he got a better line through it, certainly on the entrance. But let's see what happens again. It is on the international loop. He just drives away from Moffat and closes down Dave Maguire. And Moffat in third place in the Murray Motorsport car, combi lift. Then it's Turley, Maguire and Wright, and no sign of David Maguire. I think that was, is he on? No, he's not on low brake horsepower. They're all on 340 for this race. And Victor Cullen once again, as they come to the last corner, is right with the leader. So this is odd. He lost so much in the national portion of the circuit. Brings it all back. Straight line. Let's have a look at the straight line speed as they go through the speed trap here. Maguire goes through 158.3. Yeah, 5 kilometers an hour slower. Victor Cullen slower than everybody through the speed trap. 153. Moffat 157, 54, 55. Yeah, it looks like straight line speed. That's Dave Maguire there being held up, or just holding up a queue behind him, or has he just made a move? Maguire at 7th place, but he's got Paul Parr and Barry English right with him. So here comes Victor again, right into that apex, up over the inside curb, trying to get it back. McGovern not managing to get one over just yet on Turley. Max Turley in 4th, Victor Cullen in 2nd, which will do his championship aspirations the world of good. Turley finishing today. He's actually moving to Australia this evening, would you believe? So he wanted to try and get a win, or try and get an advantage over Victor before he went away. You can drop rounds, of course, but Victor Cullen getting the job done here. Right in over the curb at Lola corner. Great exit on the back straight. This is where he's at his strongest, down that long back straight, and on the brakes. He seems to come off the brakes earlier, perhaps, than Maguire, and roll up behind him as they come through that first corner. They've gone out of shot here. Yeah, look right up to him again. He's very quick through that complex, and on the way back up the hill. The Beacon Hospital and Atlas Auto Service car going well here. The Jerry Maguire and Sons car still leading though. Dave Maguire, great run from him so far. They come through Bahrain's Bends. Long left-hander here. Both get into the apex. Front tyres not too tired just yet. So it's Maguire, Cullen, Moffat, Turley, McGovern and Wright, your top 6. Still pretty close together, in fact. McGovern with them as well. Wright has got ahead of McGovern actually. So a slow lap for Sean McGovern that time, I think. Yeah, 51.9, 49 for Stephen Wright has got fastest lap of the race, and he was fastest again on that lap of 49. There's Maguire under pressure, not showing the pace we saw earlier from Dave Maguire and or from Dave Maguire Jr. Once again, it's 157 kilometers an hour through the speed trap for Maguire, 153.6 for Victor. Back up the hill, right on a big charge here, and has got by McGovern and is now closing down Max Turley. Victor Cullen with one eye on the mirrors will be urging him on. He could do it, Max Turley going back another place, but Max Turley's not going to hand that one away. He knows exactly what he needs to do for this championship. Somebody off in the gravel at turn 3 on the outside there. We just see it on the left. This is where Victor Cullen is strongest. Should be close enough to close that gap again. It was 0.6 as they went by us the last time. Let's watch them down at 7A and B. It's a great shot right across the whole extensions, the whole international loop as they come back up towards us. Safety car being dispatched. That's because there's a car in the gravel down at turn 3, and we have got 6 minutes to go. So we're probably going to get one racing lap here. It's interesting. That'll allow them to cool their tyres down a little bit, because that's what happens with these machines. They do kind of cook the front tyres, 340 brake horsepower through the front end of the car, so you don't see too much weaving around if they know what they're doing. Come out onto the main straight, 5 minutes. We probably just get one lap if we get a lap here. It could end under safety car, but let's wait and see. But certainly the people in the Beacon Hospital Victor Cullen suite will be delighted with this one. Certainly he said he was going to try and get first or second. He's certainly running second at the moment, but Dave Maguire doing well, the veteran driver, no mistakes at all. Certainly in certain places on the track Victor Cullen substantially quicker, but back on the national track Dave Maguire manages to open that gap out again. So we'll watch this. Watch when the drone follows the cars down to turn 3. We'll see that car in the gravel, and it is, I think it's Brian Berry, you know. It is Brian Berry. Siobhan Woods won't be happy with that if she's watching up in Dromiskin. Yeah, it is Brian Berry, unfortunately. Murray Motorsport car. Backwards into the gravel. As we spoke about, the back of the car get away, and it's very, very hard to get it back. They've already got the car hooked up, but they should be able to drag that out of the gravel. And that means that we will get started this lap. If they drag it to the infield or get it to the back gate before the cars round the loop, and Ian Beattie and the team Drew and all those guys downstairs will be coordinating that one because they just want to go back racing as quick as we can. Obviously, just 4 minutes to go. So I do think it'll be a flying lap here. So Victor might have one last lap to attack. Sam Moffat will want to have a go at Victor. Max Turley will want to have a go at Sam Moffat. And Stephen Wright, who's the man on the move and has fastest lap, is in 5th place, and he'll want to get a run at them all. So it certainly isn't over just yet. So it's a delicate combination if you're on the radio here. They'll be telling the safety car to either speed up or slow down. Right now they'll be telling him to slow down so that the car can be dragged to the infield, get the race going, and you can speed up, get your light off. In fact, they are just dragging the car into the infield. Good move, not back to the paddock. So the Alpha Junior can speed up now, as it has done. And we can see it out of view. You can see it on screen as well. It's just ahead of this group with the flashing lights. You'll see those flashing lights go off. That's a sign to us and to the drivers behind that we are going back racing. So he'll peel off into the pit lane, and then it's up to Dave McGuire Sr. to decide whether he wants to crawl along or get back up to speed whenever he wants. He can't be overtaken though before the start-finish line. I was in a UK track and they were saying you're not allowed to overlap recently on the restart, which I haven't heard here, but it's interesting stuff because I've seen a lot of people get set up on a restart and then get nailed down the inside into the first corner into Castrol. But let's see what happens here. Dave McGuire massively experienced. The lights are off on the Alpha as it comes through the long left-hander. 3 minutes to run. We get 2 laps. We might, we could start a second lap. Oh, Victor Cullen right with him. Dave McGuire's up to speed, but Victor's late on the brakes. He'll want to be glued to his bumper. That's exactly what he's done. He's got a better run, you know, I think, on the way out. Victor Cullen, here they come onto the main straight. They've certainly left Moffat by a length or two. Oh, there's a big straight line difference there in those cars as they go by. He was on Dave McGuire's bumper coming out there. Certainly a straight line problem, I'd imagine, for Victor there. That would explain what's happening here. He's getting it done through the twiddly bits, but just getting dusted down the main straight. He was 4 kilometres an hour, 5 kilometres an hour slower that time, and the cars behind him all quicker as well. So Victor having to wring the neck of the Atlas car here. McGuire, Cullen, Moffat, Turley, Wright, McGovern, McGuire again, Paul Parr, Barry English, Donald Downey, Mark Turley, Adrian McNally and Porrick McQuaid. Yeah, we will probably get another lap and running after this one. Victor Cullen right on the tail now as they head up Kennedy's Rise of the leader. Just watching a straight line. There's another length on the way up the hill. So Victor in trouble, I think, with a little bit of straight line power. The speed trap backing me up on that. He's quick through here, and he's very quick through 7A and B at the end of this straight. And it's Moffat going nicely. Moffat's going well, isn't he, in 3rd place? A rally man, little bit of racing experience, but not much. There's a lot of experience on this grid. He's running comfortably in 3rd place there for Murray Motorsport. So Victor Cullen on the way back up the hill, just trying to close that gap, but actually McGuire's got away this time. Cullen maintaining the gap back to Moffat though. 2nd place will give him the points he needs. He said he wanted 1st, 2nd if he could. Moffat really impressive in 3rd place. Then it's Max Turley who is going nicely. McGovern hasn't managed to do him just yet. Has McGovern got ahead of Stephen Wright? Let's check. He has. He's got by Stephen Wright on that lap, and now Dave McGuire Jr. right with them, and they will get another lap as they come up to Southside Motor Factor's corner for the penultimate time. Out onto the straight now, and Dave McGuire again just extends that lead as they go by us. Fastest time speed we've had there is Stephen Wright. 159.7 is the fastest speed through the trap. Wright trying to have a go back at McGovern, and McGuire Jr. in there too now on this, the final lap. Let's see if Victor Cullen can do anything about David McGuire Sr. I'm not so sure. I think McGuire's made a bit of a break at this one. Yeah, it was out to 8/10 when they went by us the last time. And in fact, Moffat now crawling up towards Victor Cullen just a little bit for that 2nd place. And Turley not too far away either, and Turley knows how important this is. He locks an inside front into Bridgestone corner. He would dearly love to get on terms with Victor Cullen, but Victor's done a good job here. Still in 2nd place. There's Stephen Wright, who's got ahead of McGovern again, in fact. On the back straight now, it is certainly McGuire's got away by a long way, and it's Moffat and Cullen now for 2nd place. Cullen having to defend on the way down the back straight. I think he knows he hasn't got that straight line power. Let's watch this as he goes through 7A. Oh, he's got away. Moffat's gone straight on. Moffat's slowed. Moffat's slowed, so Victor Cullen's got away. That's allowed Turley right up onto the back bumper of Cullen now. He's given Turley more points. So it's ebbing and flowing here, isn't it? Victor Cullen can get out of the final corner. No, he's got plenty of room. I was just going to say, if it was a drag race between Victor Cullen and Moffat to the line, I would have had my money on Moffat. But here we go now, towards the final stages. So all coming through Nordic Spirit corner. Great aerial shot, Victor Cullen, Max Turley and Moffat coming through. There's the leader coming down to take the checker flag, David Maguire, senior. And there's the checker flag. Great run from him, it's got to be said. Dave Maguire, the Jerry Maguire car wins. Victor Cullen for Beacon Hospital and Atlas Auto Service next up. Max Turley, Stephen Wright, Sean McGovern, David Maguire all together across the line. Michael Cullen's here with us. Michael, what do you think of that? He was pushing hard, wasn't he, Victor? A little bit of straight line issue, maybe.
I think they all were really. It was quick pace all the way through. Good drive from Max, just took advantage of Moffat going on straight there in the last lap, which was worth 4 points to him. Good. You
got out of that class in the nick of time. It's all young guns now having to go with. Dave Maguire did well for the old guard there, didn't he? That's a great drive by senior.
Really good. Shows there's life in the old fellas yet. You know, they can do it. But yeah, more nerve-wracking watching it actually.
I can imagine. Well, I'm sure you got things to do. Loads of guests here today. Victor will be going in to say hello to them again. There's James Byrne's car being brought back in. Good work by the race control to put these cars in a safe spot on the infield and not actually bring them back to the paddock. So now they're taking the chance to bring them back to the paddock. Both the... Whose car was that? Brian Berry's car and James Byrne's Legend. So they'll all be dragged back in. And Michelle Moran has arrived in the commentary box. It's the important time of the day, important time of the year. It must be the time for the Leinster Trophy race. Biggest race of the year. Declan Queenie telling us he's going to watch the race at Shell. Well, it's Castrol Corner these days. But yeah, that's just before Boac, if you're wondering where it was, on the way to Duckham's. So using the 1970s terminology here. But it is great to see corner names coming back and commercial partners coming back on board. And the race classes are making a huge effort. Look how many Vs we have out now for this event. It's going to be really hard fought, this one. Do I have a grid? I'm sure I do have a grid for this one. And it's going to be so hard to pick a winner. Although, on Thursday and Friday we said it was going to be hard to pick a winner. But I think Ronan Doherty's got the head and shoulders above everyone so far. But then you never know in motorsport. Tim Murray on the front row. He says to tell me the car's for sale. Wouldn't tell me how much it was, so I'd say it's very expensive. That's a line from Pretty Woman, isn't it? Very, very expensive. So he's on the outside, the front row in his Leastone. Beautifully turned out car. Anthony Cross, very impressive yesterday for a man that hadn't been around for a while. Jordan Kelly, never discount him. Jack Byrne, Conor Melia, Andy Keogh, Gavin Buckley, Lee Flynn, Niall O'Mara, Eamon Thornton, Colin Blackburn. Is Colin Blackburn out? No, he's not out. Engine failure yesterday. That's a shame. He would have been right in the mix. He's always good to add a bit of spice to proceedings. Then Ger Byrne, Fergal Begley, Colin Lewis, Stephen Roach. So we should be getting ready to go. Talk about building up anticipation, but the officials just using that to get the track completely clear for probably the most important circuit race of the year. The Leinster Trophy, first given out in 1934. And it was Faye Taylor who won it in 1934, the only female victor. We had the 1934 programme here. The Leinster Motor Club, Brian McLaughlin's been doing sterling work all weekend and in the weeks coming up to this, and he's had all the trophies up in the commentary box. We've had a look at them. Some incredible names, like the Leinster Trophy, we all know Ayrton Senna, Eddie Jordan, you know, some really, really well-known names, Mika Hakkinen, and you could keep going and going. But some of the other trophies that are being presented as well, equally impressive. You know, the Home Patrick was presented yesterday, and we've got a few more. We'll go through them as the classes are being presented with them later on, but it really is an honour. So big thanks to the Leinster Motor Club for keeping awarding these trophies, and they're very, very valuable as well. So there you've got the different cars we spoke about earlier, all space frame chassis, all but 1600cc air-cooled engines. But the first car is a Shane, built by Shane Cars in Blaine Row, just beside Britis Bay, outside Wicklow Town. That's Ronan Doherty, his father Damien Doherty, the main builder for Formula V engines for the last 25 years. Used to race Vs himself, also runs Formula Fords. Ronan Doherty's been racing Formula Ford for the last few years, but he really wants to win the Leinster Trophy for a number of reasons. He almost had it within his grasp before and didn't get it, so he really, really wants to have a go. Tim Murray very quick off the line. Tim Murray was really quick off the line yesterday, so might give Ronan a little bit of work. Kevin O'Hara's not out. He just gave the LOH car a run yesterday. He's not out today. But Anthony Cross was not at all slow and hasn't been out for a long, long time, and he could push them. Jordan Kelly, as we said, never discount him. He's incredible talent. He was off winning the British National Formula 4 Championship the year before last. I think, or was it last year? I think it was the year before last. Back out in the V just for this one. Jack Byrne there with the green car, green helmet, black visor. Conor Melia there in the Martini liveried SM Racing car. So great stuff. And it's Andrew Keogh, the Tire Master car, the Red Bull livery Tire Master car. Gavin Buckley, just off form this weekend. I thought Gavin Buckley would be right there. In fact, I was thinking he might be the one that would give Ronan Doherty. He's been very confident, very relaxed, and done lots of winning lately. That's the yellow Shane right in the centre of your screen. So expect him to come forward. That's this car here, number 1 reigning champion, just going out now in the Adam McCauley run car. Then it's Lee Flynn and Niall O'Mara, Eamon Thornton and Colin Blackburn, the gap there, Ger Byrne and Fergal Begley, Colin Lewis and Stephen Roach, Sean McCallion and Michael Stafford, John Lawless and Oliver Devlin, Brian Cowan and Pat Shepherd, Sean Slevin and Brendan Ellis not out, showing on the grid though. So 2 new champions. The B champion is Conor Melia. He's right at the front of the A championship as well, but he's won the B championship yesterday. Oh, so Gavin Buckley. So the 3 champions are being crowned, I'm told by Michelle here. Great stuff. So Gavin Buckley retained his champion, doesn't have to peel the number 1 off the car, retained his championship. Conor Melia has taken the B championship, and Brian Cowan, is it? Yes. Has taken the C championship, the rookie one. So well done to him. So Formula V is now on their warm-up lap. It's a 15-minute race for glory. Second and third doesn't really matter. Brian Manning will no doubt be watching this from across the pond. He's a really, really well-respected Irish motor racing historian, and he's done some amount of work on the Leinster Trophy, the history of the Leinster Trophy, the winners, stories about the winners, stories about the trophies, all sorts of different stuff. The Home Patrick Trophy that we saw yesterday, massively impressive trophy, was originally in 1934. It was awarded to second place in the Leinster Trophy race. The Leinster Trophy has had 2 or 3 different versions. You can read History of the Leinster Trophy by Brian Manning. If you Google it, it'll come up on motorsport.ie. A definitive list of race winners. There's a lot of oddball stuff that Brian had unearthed. In 1987, Martin Boyle won the Leinster Trophy, but he didn't win the Leinster Trophy because he couldn't get the proper tyres that the European drivers had. So JJ Leto, who became a Grand Prix driver, came second on the road and won the Leinster Trophy, but Martin Boyle first across the line. 1992, Brian tells me the tower of Mandela was hit by lightning. Hope it doesn't happen today. And it zapped the computer, and there's no timing for the race in 1992. No finish time and no fastest lap available. But I've just been entrusted with the library of Leslie Regan. Leslie, the son of Eddie Regan, who set up Mandela in 1968 with Jim Moran and Stuart Cosgrave, and he videotaped races here all through the 80s and 90s, and he also recorded the televised race meetings. So we have most of them back. We will try and digitize them and get them up and make them available for viewing. Some very important stuff in that. So My car is weighed down at the minute by boxes and boxes of VHS tapes, which has Brian Manning very excited indeed. Here they come down to the grid. Great to see so many Formula Vs here. Class brought to Ireland by David Shane in the mid-70s. I was talking to David Dickinson over lunch down in the as one of the guests of the Beacon, and his dad, Ned Dickinson, very much involved in Formula V and very tight with David Shane as well. And he raced V's. In fact, I think Ned Dickinson was the first or second Formula V champion. Mick Merrigan in there too as a champion, very much involved. David Shane gave Mick Merrigan a chassis to get him started. So the Formula V's always remain close to Mick Merrigan's heart. So we are getting ready to go. Pole position is Ronan Doherty, Northern Ireland driver, very, very quick. Tim Murray, who runs a kart team as well as a Formula V team on the outside, with the long nose on the Leastone. He's modified that bodywork a little bit. The revs are up. Oh, a little bit of a move from Tim Murray, and he gets away. And Ronan Doherty gesturing there. He's not happy with Tim Murray's start, but he just gets back up alongside him anyway and takes it back on the run down to turn one. Well, I'm not sure how Tim Murray lost that. He moved initially and then went again and was ahead, clearly. But Doherty just drove by him on the way to turn one. There'll be no easing off. Ronan Doherty is here for one reason and one reason only, and he is very determined, as are his little team, to take this Leinster Trophy this weekend, and that is shown all weekend. He's in an uncompromising mood. Somebody slicing down the inside. Is that Cross? That is Kelly down the inside of Cross, takes it away. Jordan Kelly down the inside into the second piece. Cross comes back at him on the way back up the hill, gets level with him. Mealy sniffing around too, looking for a look. Doherty has already checked out up front. Then it's Jack Byrne, it's Andy Keogh, it's Gavin Buckley, and then O'Mara, I think that is, right with him. Oh, Cross slices down the inside. Jordan Kelly certainly quicker in a straight line. I think Kelly sits around the outside. I don't think so, says Jordan Kelly. Carried so much speed through Lola corner and took that place back with apparent ease, and he has it now as they head down the back straight. Let's see if Cross can go back at him. He can, just drives up alongside him again on the way down to 7A. So a touch of the Victor Cullens perhaps for Jordan Kelly there in terms of straight line speed. None of this bothering Ronan Doherty, who eased away. Tim Murray still going nicely in second place. We haven't seen anything come up yet in terms of penalty. He might be okay. Cross gets back down the inside again into Bahrain's Benz, but Jordan Kelly sits around the outside again. He's so committed. Great racing from these two. They're giving each other racing room. Jordan Kelly closes the door this time. So Anthony Cross looking to try and get by him and see if he can get up there with Tim Murray and maybe even with Ronan Doherty. But Doherty fastest purple sector up front already in the first sector, and he's going to have fastest lap when he goes by, of course, because he's leading. There he goes down the main straight. Ronan Doherty with a massive lead. Tim Murray goes through, and again side by side. Somebody there with massive straight line speed. Let's see who that is. Anthony Cross, 140 kilometers an hour, 136 for Ronan Doherty, 133 for Tim Murray, and 140 for Anthony Cross. So big differences in speed there as they go across the start finish line. Somebody else on a 140, Jack Byrne. Safety car's out, and one other car, 140, Buckley, Gavin Buckley. So that's interesting. They're way quicker. Ronan Doherty did say that to me. Alan Whitty actually said it to me last night, that Ronan Doherty's, if you look at the time, the speeds on the main straight, he's well down. So obviously that car really well sorted chassis-wise, and we know he's well able to steer it. But certainly Tim Murray and Ronan Doherty not showing the straight line speed of some of the cars behind them. And Jordan Kelly looked like he was struggling. They've just cleared there, so they've started another lap, but we'll keep an eye on that one as they get going. 12 minutes still to go. Safety car has been dispatched and is under the bridge. It's two cars off down at 7A and 7B. We can see them there. It's the blue Leastone, that's Lee Flynn, I think. And the other car, is it Eamon Thornton? Eamon Thornton, yeah. Eamon Thornton and Lee Flynn both off, and they both look like they've got a little bit of damage. Snatch unit already almost down there. Safety car will pick them up this time around, and if they manage that well, they might drag both of those cars. In view of the fact that it's the Leinster Trophy, I think they'll probably leave them on the inside of the track, get them right up to the centre of that field you're looking at there, for want of a better description, and we can continue racing. 2.7 seconds was the gap there for Ronan Doherty back to Tim Murray at the end of that lap. He was having a real go. Doherty, we didn't expect anything less. So they'll come up the south side, almost a hairpin that corner. Down the main straight, under the Alfa Romeo bridge and down towards Castro, and that's where the Alfa Romeo safety car will pick them up. There it is, Declan Nolan earning his money today, down at Castrol corner. The original circuit here at Mondello Park didn't turn left here at Campion corner, went straight on. You'll probably see it from an aerial shot, but that road, the little, was almost an access road now to the back of the paddock, was the circuit. That loop of turn 3 loop wasn't added until 1969. So the circuit was just 0.8 of a mile when it was opened. May the 8th of 1968, and apparently there were queues all the way back to Naas. You couldn't get in, people had to turn back. And back in those days, of course, and all through the 70s, there were no shops open on a Sunday, and you only had one channel on your telly. 2 later on, so there was nothing else to do on those days. So it was a very popular place to be back through then. Good place to be seen. In the 70s, it's getting strength again now, Irish circuit racing, and great to see it. So Doherty, Murray, Cross, Kelly, Byrne, Melia, Keogh, Buckley, O'Mara and McCallion. The top 10. Ronan Doherty just calmly sitting behind the safety car there, waiting for his chance to go again. Tim Murray will be weighing up his options. 37. Is 37 Tim Murray? It is. 10-second penalty, jump start. Tim Murray, 10-second penalty. Now this will kill it. The safety car will be killing him. Because he had pace, he would have pulled away and he could have still been well inside the top 10. But 10 seconds now is going to drop him way, way down because the cars are so closely packed. But there's still 9 minutes to go, so we'll probably get 4 or 5 racing laps still. Any one of these guys get a chance to put their name on a trophy that Ayrton Senna and Mika Häkkinen had. It's a very exciting prospect for a club racing driver. And well, you think it's going to be one of the guys at the sharp end, you just never know in Irish motor racing. There's the teleporter down there and a snatch unit, so the Alpha safety car slowing them right down as they come down there. Just make sure they go through there at walking speed. One car's already been removed, and as I thought, it's been pulled right up there to the centre, way out of the way. Second one will probably be the same. I think they're going to need the teleporter, which would suggest there's a corner or two off it and it can't be pulled without damaging it. 8 minutes 17 to go now. Flashing lights still on in the safety car. They're slowing the safety car right down. That's to see is there any chance they can get that car pulled in before the Alpha gets back to the pit lane. And if they could do that, the clerk of the course would order them, turn off your light and head back in. But even at this speed they're going now, I don't know if the team can get that second car moved that quickly. But a good effort there. You can see what's happening. It's interesting to see what happens behind the curtains. It would give them one extra racing lap. And of course everybody wants to get back racing. So that's the lights are off. They've done it. They have done it. That's great work by the officials. I've got to say, and by the snatch crew out the back. And good communication. We're going back racing. The Alpha speeds up. The lights go off. He'll peel into the pit lane. Look at Doherty weaving around. It's up to him when he wants to go. Tim Murray will be hoping to get going with him, but watch out for Cross. And Doherty's gone. He's dropped the hammer and away he goes. 2 lengths, 3 lengths on the way up the hill. So yeah, he's got a good jump on Tim Murray there. Ronan Doherty now as they go round south side for the first time. Tim Murray getting away a little bit from Cross as well. That's a good restart by Ronan Doherty, and that might be all she wrote as they head across the line with 7 minutes to go. It's Doherty, Murray, Cross, Kelly, Byrne, Melia, Keogh, Buckley, O'Mara, McCallion, Begley, Lewis, Byrne, Stafford, Oliver Devlin, John Lawless, Pat Shepherd, and we're missing Lee Flynn, Eamon Thornton, Blackburn, Roach, Cowan, Slevin and Ellis from yesterday's list. That is the complete list. Jack Byrne motors up alongside Jordan Kelly, but as we've seen earlier, Kelly doesn't give it away too easy when it comes to the twisty bits. He hangs on. Nothing he could do to hold back Anthony Cross there earlier. Jordan Kelly 132 through the speed trap. It's one of the lowest speeds out there. So Kelly in big trouble in terms of straight line speed. Jack Byrne gets down the inside of him there into Bridgestone and just drives away on the way up the hill. You can see it there as that gap just opens on the way back up the hill. Jordan Kelly very quick through this corner, as we saw from that drone shot earlier, though, trying to hang on to Jack Byrne again as they come out onto that long back straight. Distinctive modified bodywork on that chain chassis of Jordan Kelly. Nothing he can do about Byrne just yet. Is that Buckley side by side with somebody in the background? Over to the right-hand side now. That's Doherty, and Doherty just driving away here. As we said, he's not going to hang around. There's a move down the inside for second. Watch the top of the screen. Oh, great move by Anthony Cross. That's not a place where you normally take a lunge, but this isn't a championship race. This is the Leinster Trophy. Third place doesn't matter. Second place doesn't matter. Cross knows what he's got to do here. Wonder, can he possibly bridge the gap or stabilise the gap to Ronan Doherty? Certainly looks very determined here, Anthony Cross, and we know how quick he is. Himself and his dad run a beautiful little compact team. Jordan Kelly so quick through Nordic Spirit corner, almost gets Jack Byrne back and has a go again on the brakes down the outside. So Doherty goes through 153.8 and 136 kilometres an hour. 138 kilometres an hour for Cross. Gavin Buckley 140. They're the big movers there. A few more on 139. Niall O'Mara. Well, they're certainly not all the exact same, but not much of a difference in them there as they go through. But it makes interesting reading all the same. That's Buckley now, has got by Keogh and having a look at Conor Melia. He's having a look around the out. He's done Melia and he's gone around the outside of Jordan Kelly. So Buckley on the move finally. This is what we expected from Gavin Buckley. He drives up alongside Jordan Kelly again. Kelly's just struggling badly in a straight line there, isn't he? But he's not going to, he goes back at him on the brakes. Buckley gives him racing room but sits around the outside. Number one, the reigning champion. Can't quite get it done, but goes back at him again as Kelly goes defensive up the outside. Here's Melia trying to get a run at both of them. Great drone shot of them up at Lola corner now. Out onto the back straight. This is where he's at his most susceptible, and in fact he knows. He goes to the right. Buckley knows and goes to the left. That's the slowest car through the speed trap and the fastest car through the speed trap last time round, and as a result Buckley just breezes by Jordan Kelly and brings himself up to 5th place. Buckley really going well here, beginning to carve through the traffic. Next on his list will be Jack Byrne, if he can get up there. Melia's got through as well. Conor Melia got by, so Jordan Kelly beginning to drop back with that straight line power deficiency. He's trying to make up for it in the corners. He's so committed, the red car there in the centre of this group. But just when he comes out onto that long back straight or the main straight here, nothing he can do. Oh, Melia down the inside of Gavin Buckley. Great move. Buckley sits around the outside though and gets it back. But a cracking move down the inside, slotted it into third gear and almost got the job done. But Buckley not in the mood for it today, sits around the outside. He'd rather get the head down and get after Jack Byrne. I think they are catching Jack Byrne actually, as Doherty goes by with a new fastest lap, 53.536. Murray next up. Cross next up actually. We're showing the penalty, are we? No, we're not. Cross ahead of Murray, then Jack Byrne, Gavin Buckley, Conor Melia, Jordan Kelly down a place, showing on our lap. Look at Buckley has caught Jack Byrne now. Look at Buckley on a move here. He's not showing it in lap times just yet because he's been in traffic on every lap. But he's bringing Conor Melia with him, but he's definitely hauled in the Abbey Lawn car of Jack Byrne. 1, 2, 3 together now. The 3 Shane chassis coming back down towards the main arena, down into Bridgestone corner, the long left-hand corner here at Modelo Park. Great stuff for the Leinster Trophy race. 4.2 seconds to the good up front is Ronan Doherty. Buckley trying to get the run, but actually Jack Byrne is plenty strong in a straight line as well. So there's not going to be much difference there. He gets a little bit of a run here, tries to get up the inside. I thought he's going to try and get a toe, but actually trying to get the nose up the inside there. Doesn't manage to get it done. He's going to tuck in behind him. Not just yet. We're gone back to a battle behind. They're locking wheels up front. Can't really see what's happening there. No, they've just come right up to the back. It's Byrne, Buckley and Melia sniffing around. Every time Buckley has a go and it doesn't work, Melia has a go at him. So he's got to keep one eye on the mirror. It's very difficult to attack and defend at the same time. With 1 minute 51 seconds to go. Through the right-hander, through the left-hander. Oh, another look down the inside. This time it's Buckley down the inside of Jack Byrne, but Byrne gets it done, sits down the inside. Buckley almost lifting an inside front wheel there. So we're running the back quite soft on that car as they go through Nordic Spirit corner. Up to the final corner now. It's outside Motor Factors. Cross goes through. Yeah, Cross down to a 54. He's not as quick as Ronan Doherty, but he's quicker than anybody else out there. Who's that behind Andy Keogh? It's Niall O'Mara. Great run by Niall O'Mara. Andy Keogh and Niall O'Mara both B drivers, as indeed is Buckley, but they're right up there, well inside the top 10. Great to see it. Don't have the experience of the men up front. 59 seconds to go. This will probably be it, will it? I think it will actually. Could be the final lap for the 2025 Leinster Trophy. Biggest trophy in Irish circuit racing. One of the most famous trophies in Irish motorsport. It's been awarded, it's been around since 1934, as we said earlier. Leinster Motor Club looking after it and bringing them down, along with a host of other very impressive trophies for this weekend to make this the most important weekend of the year for the club racer. Buckley still having a go, still gets that run, but Jack Byrne unfazed, centre of the track, doesn't get hassled at all. Tim Murray still hanging on there, but 10 seconds will bring him back to 9th place by my calculations. Oh, look at this, Buckley with a run this time, down the outside of Byrne now. Nothing in it, Amelia's still right with them, and the three of them, even though they're scrapping, are hauling in Tim Murray, just inching up to Tim Murray there. Oh, the 56s, because they can't get a clear lap. I'm sure there's a bit of pace more in all of them there to get down into a 55 or 54. Amelia trying it again. This time he's got the nose going down the inside. He's got the wheels down the inside. He could get 2 places in one here. That's a great Formula V scrap, isn't it? And Amelia doesn't do it, but Buckley might have. No, Jack Byrne gets it back. That's a great scrap. Clock has gone to 0. Ronan Doherty's already gone through. He's taken the checkered flag and taken the Leinster Trophy. We're getting too excited watching that behind. We'll see him down in turn 1. There they go across the line. Tim Murray just holding them off. Great battle. There we go, all streaming through. There'll be a lot of water and bottles of Lucozade wanted there. He's already coming in the back gate, is Ronan Doherty. There he is. Top of your screen, brilliant stuff. He will be absolutely delighted with that one. I heard him almost buzzing the engine there as he went by. His dad won't be too happy with that. There's Michelle gone down to get involved in the social media element from Formula V Ireland, but there he is. He will be so happy with that. And like, a Leinster Trophy win is big, but for that young man, after what happened to him the last couple of times, he will be so happy and feel justified with what's happened this time. I know it didn't work out for him the last few times. It definitely has worked out for him today. For Alan Whitty, for Damien Doherty, for anybody else involved. You can just see a sense of relief there in the body language, but that's a very, very worthy winner of the 2025 Leinster Trophy. He gets out of the car, and that's the only reason he's here this weekend. What a performance all weekend by Ronan Doherty. Absolutely fantastic stuff. He's out of the car, he's delighted. So all of his team down there as well. There's Michelle down there already with the GTX top on. Michelle Moran, very much involved in running and social media of the club. Craig Elliott coming in there as well. So fantastic, great stuff. Big hugs all round. And Tim Murray, 9th, classified 9th. That's a shame, that jump start. No real benefit from it, so it just didn't work out for him. But the 10 seconds pushing him right down to 9th place. So it's going to be Doherty, Cross and Jack Byrne on the podium. But fantastic stuff. Great races from Amelia, Kelly, Keogh as well, Niall O'Mara. So good work all the way down there. Colin Lewis 11th. Fergal Begley, Ger Byrne, Michael Stafford, Oliver Devlin and Pat Shepherd. Furlong, we're told, is in the paddock. So David, you're very, very welcome. 1967 winner, is it, of the Leinster Trophy? So brilliant. Great to have you here, David Furlong. He was here last year or the year before, I met him, but fantastic. I'm sure I've got Brian Manning's notes here to tell you if I've got the year wrong. There we are, 1967, you were right, yeah. Irvine round the outside, and Brearty goes by him as well, and Files finding himself boxed out now down at turn 3, but manages to slot back in there in 5th. So Taft does not want to let Richardson get away. They know that Richardson is dangerous in terms of pace. Mahwini and Hoy side by side. Dowling and oh, down the inside again, goes the orange Mini, gets alongside. Taft doesn't turn in, there's no contact, and they are side by side now on the way up the hill. But I think Taft carries up, and he does carry enough speed. This is great racing. A lot of people could learn from this. Really is top class saloon car racing from these junior drivers, and I think some of them are going to have big careers ahead. There is a lot of talent on this grid. Oh, look at Mahwini just flicking the car in there on the exit of the Lola corner. He's trying to just close down that gap to the cars in front. Fastest lap is Jack Files with a 2:08.704, 2/10 quicker than the leader last time round. All closing right down. And Hoy now is getting onto this group. It's going to be 4 for the lead by the time they come back up the hill. It is 4 for the lead. Logan Hoy on a roll at the moment. He won in Kirkestown, he won in Liddon Hill Rallycross, and he's looking for another result here. This is fantastic stuff. Those 4 cars absolutely together. 4 minutes 44 to go. This is their second race. This is for the Ann Stevens Trophy, and it's a lunge down the inside by Richardson. Again, Taft gives him room. Again, Taft sits around the outside, but Richardson still got the nose ahead. Oh, almost contact there as they're heading towards Nordic Spirit corner, and they both sit it out. Brave stuff from those young men. Oh, Taft launched wide and jumps in the air. That's cost them the lead. It's Irvine now trying to have a go at Richardson. Irvine gets down the inside on the brakes. Hoy has a go on the outside. It's all kicking off in this one. They must have heard me mentioning the Ann Stevens Trophy. There's 350 quid from Ann Stevens' family for this one as well. The 350, I should have told them it's for their parents and not for them. They're racing like their life depends on it. Cracking saloon car racing. Taft seems to be still okay, doesn't he? There's nothing wrong with his car as he slices down the inside of Irvine. They might be best buddies, but I need to get by you, Kyle. I need to get back up here. Go on then, Kyle says. Taft back up to 3rd place and on a mission now. See if he can get this one done. 3:45 to go. Hoy up to 2nd place from well back. Where was Logan Hoy on the grid? He was in 6th place on the grid. He's up to 2nd place now. He looks like he's got a bit of pace as he closes down Richardson at turn 3. Back up the hill. The FPS car is on fire. See what I did there? The Fire Protection Services, never mind. Big groan collectively from the audience. Here they come back down into the main arena. And it is Richardson from Hoy, from Taft, from Irvine. McBrearty next up. And up a place is Mahwini. He's got by Files out there somewhere. That is a wonderful shot from the drone as they go out towards Lola corner on the international loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars together, and in fact I think Mahwini and Files have a chance of getting back up here to this group as well, with 2 minutes 54, just under 3 minutes to run. We will get another lap after this one. Down to 7A and B. Richardson back in front. Hoy in 2nd, Taft in 3rd. Can't imagine Taft's car will have the wheels pointing in the exact proper direction, tracking and everything after that big launch on the outside. We might have a look back at that one at some stage if we get a chance. We might see it, but I don't know if they touched it all. I think they just went around the corner together. It certainly was very brave. I think Taft ran out of road. Hoy goes high and wide to try and get a quicker exit and get that nose up the inside. Doesn't quite get it done, but you can see what he's trying to do, and I think Leo Richardson will see what he's trying to do as well. Nobody gaining anything really through Nordic Spirit corner. All staying to the right. You'd think they were coming in the pit lane. Richardson just defending. Hoy up the outside. He's so late on the brakes. He gets alongside, but has to cede the position. That brings Taft right back into it. He's got Irvine with him. Here we go to start the last lap. This is going to be the race of the weekend. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars? Absolutely together. McBrearty's in this one as well. Files has got by Mahwini in the background as well. So great moves from Jack Files in this one. But the first 5 together now with just about 3 kilometres to go. It's Richardson, it's Hoy, it's Taff, Irvine and McBrearty. Great race for McBrearty to get up there. Remember, didn't get out, well, got spun off after contact in race 1, so really good stuff to have him back up there, and he really is going nicely. And all missing the apex a little bit down at second bit of turn 3. Those tyres will be past their best at this stage. Long laps, 1 minute 18 to go. You can ignore that. This is the last lap as they come down into the off-camber long left-hand corner bridge zone. Hard on the power now and right out to the outside. They need every bit of that curb. A little bit of dust being kicked up as well, but nobody getting a run on anybody else just yet. Hoy having to defend now as Taff gets a bit racy on the way up the hill. But I'll be playing into the hands of Richardson. Hoy with the wipers on. I don't think there's any, well, they know better than me. I'm sitting up in the tower here, but I don't see any rain coming. Down towards 7A. Hoy has to defend, and that could decide this one. Although he still closes in on Richardson. That's not done just yet. Could be any of these top 4 as they head back up the hill. 5 corners to go. 4 with the first bit of brains bends. 3 with the next one. The other way around, isn't it? That's 4 now. Then 3 for the long left-hander. Then it's just Nordic and outside. Oh, and very defensive. And Hoy has a look around the outside. Taff gets up the inside. Taff's going to get that second place, surely. It's going to be another door-to-door through the Nordic Spirit corner. No, Taff just can't get it done, and Hoy pulls clear. And in fact, Hoy drives up to the back of Richardson's car. This is it, final lap. The 2 buddies are off on the outside. There's no room up the inside, and Hoy can't really have a go. Into the back of Richardson, though. Trying to help him wide as he comes down towards us, and he has done it up the inside. It's a drag race to the line. Who's it going to be? 4, 5 cars together. Leo Richardson takes the win from Hoy, from Taff, from Irvine. Incredible stuff. Race of the weekend for the Ann Stevens Trophy. Absolutely fantastic racing by every one of those drivers, and great battles all the way down the grid. But what about the top 5 there? Absolutely fantastic racing. So Richardson takes it by 0.097, less than a tenth of a second, and then Logan Hoy was just 1.1 behind, Kyle Irvine 0.1 behind. Then it's McBrearty, Files in 6th, Mulwhiney in 7th, Fairs in 8th, Sweeney 9th, Harry Dowling, David McAdams, Alex Watkins, Dean Deasy, Martin Finnegan. Absolutely fantastic racing from all these minis. Still got a few more coming down to us. Gavin Brown goes through, getting quicker every time he comes out. Donnelly, I think it is next up. Well, you'll see some celebrations here. That's Jeff Richardson running down towards the outside of Park Ferme. Jack Lenihan, Keith Burke. We don't have Daniel Heaps. That's them all across the line. Great stuff in Patch Tire Equipment Minis. Let's hope Brian Matthews, he's in Spain for the weekend. Let's hope he was watching that one, because great entertainment from those junior tin tops. Absolutely fantastic. Well done to everybody involved. The drivers, the teams, the parents, everybody. Fantastic stuff. So Emer O'Brien will have enjoyed that one, no doubt, on our first day back with the clipboard. So great stuff from the Patch Tire Equipment Junior Mini Championship. Texts are coming in. It seems everybody enjoyed that race as much as I did. Absolute cracker. Possibly the best mini race we've ever had. We have some big talent in that championship. Speaking of talent, it's Fiesta STs, the Alloy Repair Centre cars next up. 160 brake horsepower. Somewhere around 10 grand will get you one of these. On the right day, you buy one for a bit less. So Trevor Ferrara in the Ferrara Motors cars. Runs the car himself, just himself and his dad. No big teams or awnings or anything like that. Does a great job. Came up from ZTEX into this class. And this weekend in particular, he's going very, very well. And he gets pole position for this one with Derek Graham alongside a danger man. Derek Graham hasn't really shown the Derek Graham type pace this weekend, car number 76. But I'm sure he's been fiddling with the car. His dad Aubrey's with him, his son Michael as well. They make a great team. Really enjoy their motorsport. Then Ross Barnes and Roy White. Roy White, who went so well in the wet race this morning. Then the two young Chargers on row 3. One is with LOH Motorsport, one is with Murray Motorsport. Charlie McKillen in the yellow car there, top of your screen. He's just joined Murray Motorsport. Had terrible mechanical problems with the car, and his dad and himself working on it all the time. That's all gone away. Owen Murray's taking care of all that. And the car is not only it's not only reliable so far this weekend, it's very quick, and he's shown us how well he can drive. Lovely guy, Charlie McKillen. And he works with us as an instructor down here during the week. So he knows his way around Mondello Park. Same as David Maguire, who's the champion-elect here. Really, he's done wonderfully on his class debut in the ex-Michael Cullen car running with LOH Motorsport. And he starts 6th by dint of his race 1 win. Then Jack Conaghy, Adam O'Mahony, John Elliff, Michael Graham, Owen Cullen, Bobby Turley, Christopher Grimes and Tim McQuaid. Watch out for Tim McQuaid. I don't expect him to stay near the back for too long. Here comes the rain we were promised earlier, and that's a shame because is that the Leinster Trophy? No, it's the Junior Mini Podium. I think Emer must be down there because I can see the trophies. A couple of podiums being done, I think. They probably have to queue up for the podium, the different classes, but there's only one. There's only the minis in Park Ferme. I'm hoping those bottles of bubbly aren't for the minis that I see on the podium. But Brian is down there, and I'm sure once the minis get out of Park Ferme, we'll be able to see what happens there. But great stuff from these Junior Minis. Fiesta ST's gridded up and getting ready to go. Missing a few cars there. Stream just being rebooted. Apologies for that. I think it went down briefly, but it's back running again. Away we go. And who gets the start? Ferrara gets a good one. Maguire and McKillen absolutely together. Oh, Tim McQuaid with a belter. Look at Tim McQuaid. He's up to 1, 2, 3, 4 places in the BYD Galway car heading down into turn 1. But it is Ferrara. And it is Ross Barnes going to get up to second. Look at Dave Maguire trying to get around the outside. Doesn't look like a man trying to win a championship. He looks like a man trying to win a race. Oh, they're all over the place there. There's cars off on the outside. Ferrara's off. Derek Graham leads. They've stayed out of the bank. McKillen and Maguire up to 3rd and 4th somehow. Jack Conaghy up the inside as well, and he's gone straight into McKillen. Conaghy straight into the side of McKillen. He might have got help from somebody in the background. Charlie McKillen pinned it and held it back. I would have to watch that one back and see what happened. I think Jack Conaghy got a bit of help there, to be honest, but he's front of his car straight into the side of McKillen's at the first bit of turn 3, and Charlie McKillen did well to hang on to that one. So that's put Maguire up to 3rd place already from 6th on the grid, and McKillen up to 4th. Derek Graham is next up with Trevor Farrar. Not the easiest man in the paddock to pass, I'm told. It was the Monty Python sketch, None Shall Pass. He's the modern day Gordon Kellett. So Gordon Kellett's just so, look at Tim McQuaid, he's coming up through them like, as Robin Rhodes would have said, like a hot knife through butter. Charlie McKillen in fourth, Dave Maguire, they're the two young guns really here, aren't they? Derek Graham out front, very quick, very sensible driver. Multiple champion. Derek Graham raced 1400cc Puntos of Barts, won the Northern Ireland. Here's McQuaid again, pass one, pass two. There's Roy. He's absolutely flying. Tim McQuaid gets up there to Roy. What place do you? Oh, Farrar gets a little bit of help there. Michael Cullen's car probably has a remote control in it. No, it doesn't at all. It's still Dave Maguire driving. Michael Cullen's with us in the commentary box here. But Maguire in a hurry to get to the front of this one, isn't he? And he's got by Farrar. Then it's Charlie McKillen bouncing the car over the curbs. Tim McQuaid has passed about 9 cars in one lap. There's Connaughey. He'll get going again, and Shirley will move back up a couple of places. There's Christopher Grimes. That's car number 86. So Farrar's still in it here. And McKillen's got to get going again. Then it's Turley going nicely. Then it's Tim McQuaid. Look at Tim McQuaid looking to have a go at Turley. And he's going to have a go down the inside. Surely he does get down the inside of the brakes. Should have it done here on the way out. Drag race now on the main straight. Well, it's impressive for Maguire to be up to second, but I think it's more impressive for Tim McQuaid to come from 14th to 5th. 9 cars in one lap for Tim McQuaid. Absolutely flying. These are the kind of conditions that I think when Tim won, when he just started the class, he had to win in greasy conditions. Oh, sideways from Farrar, beautifully held through Campion corner. Trying to stay with the two leaders, but in fact McKillen getting a bit closer to him. Rain definitely coming down now. You can see it on the commentary box windows. You can see the wipers on both these cars. It'll begin to get a little bit treacherous down there. The car's all a little bit taily. Watch Roy White though, he can come into his own. He's so quick in the wet, Roy White. Great car control. Ross Barnes falling back further than he would have liked. Elif on a move as well. He's all over the back of Turley in this one. First two pulling away. I think McKillen, if McKillen's going to do anything here, he's going to have to dispose of Farrar early, and he's not really on him just yet. First two look like, this particular lap, they look like they're pulling away quite a lot. Maguire trying everything here to come on terms with Derek Graham. He is getting a little bit closer to him there as they come out of Lola down the long back straight. 4th gear in these cars. Farrar. Hear the rain on the roof now of the commentary box. It might look bright on your screens. It's really, really bad rain out there, so it's going to be like an ice rink shortly. Graham now will have to go a little bit defensive, but no better man, I would imagine. It's fear for the marshals when you see this weather. It's hammering down with rain. Slippery surface flags being shown to the driver. Dave Maguire all over the back of the leader now as they go to the inside, then back to the outside. He'll try and get back up the inside here, but Derek Graham's not his first rodeo. Contain that, he does beautifully. It's not going to work. It'll take something else. That does allow Maguire to be quicker on the exit. Charlie McKillen gets up the inside, gets the big squash there from Trevor Farrar, Gordon Kellett style, and slams the door on McKillen. He's going to have to rethink that one, as indeed is Maguire, who's having a look down the outside and back up the inside then, but the next one's a left-hander. It's not really the weather to be trying to sit around the outside, and a dab of the brakes means he's not going to try as they go through turn 2. Is he? He thought about it, but he's out on the exit. You don't want to be on the exit curbs there. I'm sure he knows better than me, but that's not a comfortable place to be in dry conditions, never mind wet conditions. He looks like he really needs to win this race, and he doesn't, Jay Maguire, which makes it even more impressive. He's way ahead in the championship here, but he wants another win. He's been driving superbly all year. So up to second place now with Derek Graham, calm and composed as he always is, but still 9 minutes to go though. Down into Bridgestone corner again. Graham getting away just a touch here. Oh, Maguire out over the curbs, looks a little bit leery. Farrar's still doing nicely in 3rd place, isn't he? And McKillen hasn't got back up to him just yet. Here we are again, Derek Graham. Really similar lines. Normally you see all different lines being used coming out there, but they're all using that long, wide line. They must be universally agreeing that it's the way to go. He's getting away strongly on this lap. Whatever's happened here, I don't know if Maguire's overdriving slightly, but certainly Derek Graham was getting away, although Maguire takes a chunk of it back on the brakes down at the 7A just to prove me wrong. And is right with him again on the way back up the hill. It gets better traction on the way back up the hill. It's going to get the nose up the inside. Graham didn't react quick enough to that one. I think Maguire's going to get it done. He is. That's what happened. He got that brilliant traction up the inside, and Derek Graham didn't quite catch it until it was too late. And that's let him through. I wonder, is he going to be quick enough to drive away? Because Derek Graham looked quite strong when he was out front there. Let's see what happens here. It really looks like he's trying hard, cocking an inside rear wheel out over curbs. Maguire's putting it all out there, isn't he? McQuaid has got by, is that McQuaid in fourth? It is, what a drive. All the way from the back. Tim McQuaid loving these weather conditions. As indeed is the man with the web feet, Roy White, having to go down the inside of Ferrari now. The wet weather experts coming to the fore. And McKillen is definitely closing down. Ferrari has dropped back a couple of places there, so McKillen's up to third, McQuaid is up to fourth, Ferrari down to fifth. Down round Castrol Corner. Fastest lap is John Elliff. John Elliff, who's just bought the Darragh McMullen car. In your picture there, the white car. He's fastest lap. Ex-Carter, very quick guy. He built a new ST, wasn't happy with it, sold it, and has bought the Darragh McMullen car. Certainly in the wet, he's flying. So fastest lap time, 14.3. That's 1.2 seconds quicker than Dave Maguire's best. So Elliff going nicely, 14.3. In fact, yeah, McQuaid well quicker than the leaders as well if we start looking at lap times. So 7 minutes to go. A little bit of traffic there, but McQuaid potentially the quickest out of this top four. McKillen on a 14 as well last time around, but McQuaid 3/10 quicker. We'll see what the lap times look like when they go by the next time. That's Conaghy having to go Turley on the way up the hill there, just behind this group. Through Bahrain's bends one more time. Ferrari and Roy White. Roy White being really quick in the wet. And there's Elliff, who's right up with them. Great stuff. Three together as they go through Nordic Spirit corner. Maguire's still breaking away out front. Roy White gets way out of shape there, but hangs on to it on the way up the hill. Goes through again. He takes fastest lap way quicker than it's drying out now. It's drying out very, very fast. From 14 down to a 2:09. They found lumps of time. They all have. Oh, Tim McQuaid goes very wide down at turn one at Castrol Corner. That's cost him a lot of time. He was nearly with McKillen when they went by us. He was just 7/10 behind him. It's well over a second now, second and a half. Maybe 2 seconds. He lost a lot of time with that one. I think he had trouble getting it stopped in the braking zone and then nearly had to come to a halt to get it turned in. Back flying again though down into turn 3, trying to close that gap back down. They definitely having to deal with different levels of grip on different laps. Fastest first sector Derek Graham now, 36.6 quicker than the leader. Sector 1, so Maguire being hauled back in slightly by Graham. McKillen just hanging on. Then McQuaid, Ferrari's gone wide again, and that's allowed 2 cars through. That's Roy White and Elliff. There they are on screen. Roy White with the wipers on, the Murray Motorsport car. John Elliff going nicely, he'll be loving this one. And it's Ferrari. Tim McQuaid now, problem has dropped back into the clutches of Roy White, who just breezes by him, so Tim McQuaid must be in trouble there. Oh, Derek Graham put a wheel off there on the exit of Nordic Spirit, but he was definitely catching the leader. He is definitely catching the leader at the final corner. They're out onto the main straight now. Here they come, and the gap is definitely down. 1.6 seconds it was. Let's see what it is now. Bang, fastest lap, 2:07.5. It's down from 1.6 seconds to 0.9 of a second. Great stuff, so 0.9 of a second fastest lap for Derek Graham. We could have a race on our hands here. I expected Maguire to get away, but Derek Graham pushing hard to get him back. Side-by-side stuff there. Whatever's happened to, in fact, he's dropping way back, Tim McQuaid, after a great drive. He's down 4 places on that last lap. There's Elif getting alongside Roy White now. It's not really the day to be going around the outside here, and he knows that, and Tuck's back in behind him. Ross Barnes in that group now. Ross Barnes has been off form today, hasn't he? Last year's champion, just not in the mix. Here they come, these four together. That is White, Ella, Ferrara, Barnes, who is for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. 2 minutes 41 still to run. It's not over just yet. The gap seems static. Just you can see them out of the commentary box. The leader's going out towards sun out again at Mondello. It's getting very bright over the hill of Allen, but that was some shower. It went completely dark here, but absolutely fine now as they head down towards 7A and B. Owen Barnes gets down the inside, but thinks the better of it. Had the nose down the inside of Ferrara there, didn't make it stick. So come back up the hill now. He's at 160 brake horsepower Fiesta's McKillen all on his own, really. Owen Maguire out of shot. Maguire's right with him. And Maguire's right with them now. We can see them out of the commentary box. They're coming back onto the national track. There they are. Look at this. That's as close as Derek Graham has been now. And he gets a run through Nordic Spirit corner. Maguire out over the curbs. He's pushing as hard as he can. But fastest lap to Derek Graham. The gap was 1.6. It's 0.9. I think it's going to be even less now. He's right with him on his back bumper. He gets a better run out of Southside onto the main straight. This race has come alive with 1 minute 44 to go. This is the last lap. And Dave Maguire under big pressure here from Northern Ireland driver Derek Graham, who makes him stay to the inside. Then whips back to the outside. He's down the outside on the brakes. He looks very confident. We know how good Dave Maguire is at racing and attacking. We know how quick he is. We haven't really seen him defend this year. So let's see what happens here, because Derek Graham looking very racy on the final lap of the Alloy Repair Centre Fiesta ST Championship now. Out towards turn 3. Nothing in a straight line between these cars. We can see that from the speed trap. In fact, probably the closest matched class in the paddock in terms of straight line speed. And down he goes again on the outside there. Will he be slow up the hill as a result? I don't know. A little bit maybe. Yeah, he is. He's lost himself a couple of lengths there on the way up the hill. If you don't get to the apex, the second bit of turn 3, you're going to pay for that on the way up the hill. Oh, Maguire cocks an inside front wheel. He hasn't stopped pushing all the way through this race, Dave Maguire, regardless of conditions. Look at this, out over the curbs. Derek Graham doing the same. Very closely matched. McKillen in 3rd place. Been a great day for him. Quite got the pace to get up to these guys, but he's been very, very impressive all the same. Those three have left everybody else behind to the tune of another 5 seconds back to Roy White. And I think Maguire might have done enough on this, the final lap. 28 seconds on the clock. We can ignore that. It's going to be checkered flag. Down to 7A and B. Very quick through there is Derek Graham, but not enough to get right up to the back bumper, or is it? This is where he was so good last time round. It's amazing in a lot of the races this weekend, some drivers are quicker on the national and some quicker on the international loop. Definitely closer than he was out of turn 3. But he's not going to get close enough to have a go with him. That's Tim McQuaid, a quick pit stop. Just out of your view. He's rejoining. There's Graham closer again. 2 corners to go. Nordic Spirit. High speed left-hander, all the curves being used, but no mistakes from Dave Maguire. And this one, I don't know if this will clinch the championship. We'll have to do the numbers, but it's going to put him very, very close to it as he understeers through Southside Motor Factors corner for LOH Motorsport. They'll be delighted with that one, and he's going to take the win. Great drive from both of those men. Great entertainment to that one. Derek Graham giving us the big push at the end. Who's going to be 5th or 5th? It is. 3rd is McKillen. 4th is White. It's Elif. Great drive, John Elif. First time out in the new car. Then it's Ferrara. Then it's Barnes. Then it's probably Conaghy, is it? It is Jack Conaghy. And it's the Ballybunion Bullet, Adam O'Mahony. Michael Graham right with him. Then Bobby Turley. And it's going to be Owen Cullen in the Alloy Repair Centre car, Christopher Grimes and Tim McQuaid. So the ST is coming back into Parc Ferme, but the ZTEC's biggest grid of the day are next up. So a lot of people want to watch this, like the Formula Ford race back in the day. You see people heading for the grandstand when the ZTECs are coming out. Neil Murphy being his element here. I think he's going to lead them out in the Fiesta. Indeed he is, the Fiesta van. So we'll take a quick commercial break and we'll come back to you with the ZTECs in a few minutes' time.
Sell me this car.
This car goes from 60... No, sorry.
Sell me this car.
Quando è stata l'ultima volta che ti sei innamorato? You should try it.
The all-new Alfa Romeo Junior. Learn to love again.
Introducing Castrol Edge, formulated to deliver at least 30% improved performance versus tough industry limits. Performance achieved throughout the engine, including the pistons, turbo, and valve train. Its power boost technology combines contact performance additives that dynamically respond on the surfaces of fast-moving engine components with high-quality advanced full synthetic base oils. Power boost technology gives drivers the confidence to demand more power and acceleration when they need it most.
So we're getting ready to go with the biggest grid of the weekend once we cleared the vans and trailers down at turn 1 there. I'm not sure what's happening. I think there are a few of them trying to get out that gate, so probably just waiting for the officials to open those gates to clear them. Look at that grid. Neil Murphy working so hard on this one from Siltec Safety, and it really is absolutely massive. We had to increase the capacity allowed by the governing body on the national track because of this classics a couple of years ago. It was at 33 or 4 cars. It's back up to heading for 30 again now, and there are 2 or 3 cars that aren't out this weekend, so hopefully the last round in October we'll have even more. And then the 6-hour race comes up for these cars. There's Neil Murphy. Deadly serious face. Watch for the wheel spin when he drops the clutch here to lead them across the line. He does safety car for the first lap. He looks as serious as Ronan Doherty did on the warm-up lap. Oh, there he is. He's sick. Somebody come and see us now. He's giving us a quick wave. That's Mark Quinlivan going to have a chat with him there. Mark's telling him he's on the camera. I think he's pointing in our general direction. So what did they used to call it, candid camera years ago? Or Mike Murphy. So yeah, great stuff from Neil. Fully branded up. Siltec Safety, West Dublin based. If you want branded clothing, any of the ICCR stuff you see us wearing, any of the Mondello instructors gear, it's all done by Neil Murphy. The drift tops, the hoodies that you get down here, he produces all them. He also sells hard hats, high vis, rain gear, cones, beanie hats, you name it. And he's the only one I know that loves this time of the year when it starts getting cold in the morning. He starts rubbing his hands together because he knows he's going to start selling loads of coats and loads of beanies. So safetyonline.ie is his website if you want to order anything. But this is very much his passion. He loves this class. He gets on really well with all the drivers. And we presented him with this little Siltec Safety van here about 18 months ago, live on telly, and he just loves bringing the cars round on this on the warm-up lap. So a little bit of a delay while we wait for, there you are, it's just those cars down at turn 1. I think we need to get them off the track. So fantastic. Looks a little bit dark on screen, but actually it's not. It's quite bright at the circuit now, considering it's really, we're getting all, that heavy wind is bringing in and out the bad weather, isn't it? So the rain shower that came during the STs is completely gone. And we're almost ready to get going on the international track at the TENG Tools ICCR, and this one is for a big trophy as well. It's for the Leinster Leader Trophy. Yeah, it's the first time this class has ever been presented with the Leinster Leader Trophy. Malcolm Swetnam showing it to me. It's got some really cool names on it, so let's just have a look at some of them while we're it's been polished overnight actually by obviously the guys were at it. So it's got Derek Daly, I think, down there somewhere. Has it? John Watson.
Tim Bryce, Edmund Jordan, Derek Daly, Trevor Templeton, my goodness, Alan McGarrity, look at that.
Back memories for you, Malcolm. Great stuff. So a lot of big names here. This is the first time ever that a Z-Tech driver is going to get his name on those. And we do have to thank the Leinster Motor Club, because you could put those trophies away, put them on ice, couldn't you? Or you can let club drivers get their name on them. How cool is that? Somebody on this grid is going to get their name alongside Eddie Jordan on a trophy at Mondello Park, and Derek Daly, and huge names like that. So it's going to be Rod McGovern on pole position by the look of this. Sorry, it's not. It's going to be Mick Keogh on pole position from Rod McGovern, Rob Barrable. Let's see who's next up. Finn Gillespie and Kelsey Kirby. So Finn Gillespie well up there. Way they go. There's Mikey Moynihan and Alan Dawson. Oh, they let Neil go first. It's Moynihan on pole, excuse me. It's Moynihan on pole, then Dawson, then Keogh, then McGovern. That's what it is. My mistake. So Neil Murphy's gone off ahead. There's Finn Gillespie's dad, Kevin Gillespie, well known to us here at Mondello Park. Does a lot of instructing, did a lot of racing UK and Ireland. So he's now the equivalent of a karting dad as Finn gets on board one of these cars. Finn was second in the rookies in the first race. He works with us here at Mondello during the week. Patch Tyre Equipment came on board to give him a hand during the week. He had no tyres, and the head just been done by Steve Griffin on that car, starting to go really well. The car that was wasn't in great condition when it was given to him, but certainly the work that's been done to it is paying dividends now. So he will start on row 3. The rookies are right up there, aren't they? Like Mike Moynihan on pole position, first season racing, Mikey Moynihan. Mick Keogh and Rod McGovern, second row of the grid. Sean McGovern and Rob Barrable, danger men, row 3. Finn Gillespie, Kelsey Kirby, Evan Walsh, Phil Lawless, Josh Brown, Lorcan McGivney, Toby Maguire, Darren Lawler, Alex McCann, Senan Noon, Mike McArdle. Will Humphreys went so well earlier on, first day racing, and he's ahead of 6 cars on the grid, 7. 8. He's ahead of 8 cars on the grid. Willie Peacham next up, then Lola Rose Turley. Then it's Freya Burns and Liv Corcoran. Then it's Elizabeth Downey and Sam Doyle. Watch out for Sam Doyle. How quick was he earlier on? He spun into the gravel, but very, very quick. Christian Brennan, another quick man at the back. Watch out for him. He was right at the sharp end in Kirkestown. So there's a lot to be excited about as these 1250cc 80 brake horsepower Fiesta C-Techs wind their way around the international circuit. Coming back round towards us, Neil Murphy will peel off. There he goes into the pit lane. He'll jump out of that car like a shot, and he'll be in the pit lane watching this really, really integral part of this class. Neil Murphy. It was a lovely story where David Coulthard was at the historic meeting, and I introduced them both, and they were chatting for ages. And Neil said to him that David Coulthard said, "It's people like you putting money into and support into grassroots racing that keeps this sport going," which was a lovely thing to do. David Coulthard, absolute gent while he was over here, but he absolutely blew Neil away with that statement. But it's absolutely true. He's a great supporter, not just from a commercial sense, but from a support for the drivers as well, and especially the rookies. And he'd be loving seeing rookies up the front. Look where Mikey Moynihan's parked. A lot of people could take a lesson from that. He's bang, bang, bang on where you want to be on the marks with his front wheels. But look at Alan Dawson, aggressively parked across almost 45-degree angle. You can't really see it from that angle, but he looks like he's going to try and get the jump and slam the door shut there. Mick Keogh next up, then Rod McGovern. Watch out for Rod. We're missing somebody. Who's beside Finn Gillespie? We're missing Finn Gillespie. No, we're not. We're missing, who's beside Barrable? Sean McGovern. Why are we missing Sean McGovern? Well, we'll have to find out. If somebody can text me or let me know. So we're getting ready to go. That gives a clear road for Finn Gillespie in 24. Try and get up alongside Barrable. He's been going very well in that car. As we said, loads of work done. Steve Griffin's been at the engine. Somebody moving in the background. Oh, great start from the pole man. Alan Dawson moves across. Almost driving into him there as they go under the bridge. But Mikey Moynihan is not for backing off. He's on the inside, Dawson on the outside. Dawson gets across his bows. So it is Dawson. Rod McGovern in second. Is he round the outside? No, Moynihan should hang on there. Then it's Barrable. And then it's Finn Gillespie. Barrable up the inside of Keogh at turn 2 and takes that place away. He's up to 4th place. Rod McGovern now beginning to lean on Mikey Moynihan, who's playing with the big boys here at Mondello Park in race 2. This is for the Leinster Leader Trophy. Great prize to be winning for one of these young men or ladies as they head out towards turn 3. Somebody, Rob Barrable, having a look around the outside of Rod McGovern. That's a brave place to put your trust. He's managed to do it, has he? He has. He's gone around the outside of Rod. So Barrable could be up to 3rd place here. And down the inside of Mikey Moynihan for 2nd. Oh, Rob Barrable's on a mission here. Rob Barrable going beautifully, slices down the inside of Moynihan. That's great stuff from him. And now it's just him, Dawson, and him between him and the Leinster Leader Trophy. But Dawson is quick, and he's very quick around the international track as well. He'll stream up the hill there. Barrable already all over Dawson as they head down to 7A and B. It's Moynihan, it's Keogh, it's Rob McGovern, it's Finn Gillespie, is it? It is Finn Gillespie having a go at Rob McGovern. He's up the inside of McGovern now. He got the job done. Finn Gillespie on an absolute flyer here. Rod can sit it out with him and maybe slightly quicker in a straight line. Not much in it. Kelsey Kirby weaving around in the background as well. as Rob Barrable begins to pile the pressure on Alan Dawson. Dawson's been around here since late 80s when he started racing. So the big battle is for third place. We've got to watch the lead and look at McGovern down the inside. And in fact, Gillespie goes straight on. Barrable's got the nose up the inside, but Dawson just shovels across him there. Yeah, McGovern got Gillespie back there. So Finn Gillespie back one place. 2 or 3 cars side by side, Kelsey Kirby and Evan, I think it is. They all go wide. Look at this, Barrable trying to get the nose up the inside. He surely is going to do it this time. He does. Dawson turns in and turns in and turns in, and eventually leaves him a little bit of room, but that could have been very nasty heading for the pit wall there. Neck and neck now. It's Barrable on the inside. He should get this done. Look at this battle coming through. There's about 15 cars absolutely together. Oh, Dawson comes back at him on the brakes. Barrable slow turning in to leave him right out there, but Dawson tucks back in again in the Sheds Direct car, tries to get alongside the MB Motors car, can't get it done on that occasion. Next up is Mick Keogh, and I think it might be Gillespie after him, but that is some battle for fourth place. It is. Gillespie's got back by Rod McGovern again. This is some drive from Finn Gillespie. Rod McGovern looking to get back down the inside of him into turn 3. Gillespie not having any of it, absolutely flying through there and closing in now on Mick Keogh. Around the outside. Interesting, didn't go for the apex, didn't lose any speed on the way up the hill really. But Dawson's got a bit of pace. He's not going to let Barrable get away, is he? In the yellow H car. Tries to just lift in the inside rear wheel, trying really hard. Gets a tighter line and might get a better exit. He will get a better exit. He's got alongside. Dawson fights back now as they go up the hill. Just touching mirrors. They're not giving each other any room. Dawson gives him the big squeeze. Barrable says, I don't think so, and keeps it. Oh, Alan Dawson just being a little bit naughty there, but he gets the lead. It's good move. Good move by Dawson. Gets around the outside for the lead. Rob Barrable's got to do it all over again. But he's certainly brave. It's a little bit greasy out there. If you go around the outside of anyone here, you deserve it. There's Mick Keogh in third, and Gillespie now giving Mick Keogh the work over. Here comes Gillespie with a big lunge. Keogh has that covered down the inside. Rob McGovern goes wider than both of them to try and get a run. Gillespie's got that covered on the inside. He's got to keep one eye on the mirrors here as he comes back up the hill. He's trying to get up the inside of Mick Keogh. He doesn't want to leave a gap behind him. Good stuff from Dawson and Barrable. I don't think that's over just yet. Barrable almost eating the tyres on the inside, as is Mick Keogh. Gillespie looks like he's got a bit of pace here in fourth place. Number 24. This is great stuff down the outside. Gets in a good late turn, and he's got the nose up the inside of Mick Keogh. Or has he? No, he hasn't. Mick Keogh did well there just to carry that speed around the outside. It's so close. Up front, Barrable all over Dawson again. Another cracking Z-Tech race. Here we come. Dawson stays to the inside. This is where Barrable did it last time. He does the same again down the outside, hard on the brakes, looking for the switchback. He doesn't do it on this occasion. He goes back to the outside. Dawson had it covered nicely though. He just kept the lock on there and stayed to the inside. Gillespie now right on the back bumper of Mick Keogh, but Rob McGovern's got by both of them. Got a better run as they held each other up. He's driven by them in a straight line. Can he get the door closed? Look at Gillespie down the outside on the brakes, switches back to the outside. This could end in tears. He gets turned in. That's Mikey Moynihan now behind him for rookie honours. Gillespie gets back past McGovern on the way out. This is a cracking scrap between these. They've been clean enough. It's really good stuff. So it's Dawson, Barrable, Keogh, McGovern, Gillespie, Moynihan, Kirby, Lawless. He's got it, has he? That's who's that got up the inside? I think that's Finn Gillespie up to third place, is it? It is incredible stuff. Well, there will be joyous scenes if you can hang on to that one, but I wouldn't be putting money on anyone for that third place just yet. What a battle. It's Keogh. Look at this. Kelsey Kirby in the middle of it. Phil Lawless wants a piece of action as well. That's Phil in the lighter green car right at the back of that group. So here they go. Oh, Barrable all over him again, but Dawson very good, carrying the speed where he needs to. Rob Barrable's going to have a rethink here. It's not going to be a lunge, is it? It's going to have to be trying to sell him a dummy, but Dawson, as we saw at the final corner south side the last time, had it all done to perfection, and they're three abreast again, and they've all got one either side. The pincer movement. Gillespie lets them go and comes back at them on the exit. It's like a cartoon. Finn Gillespie's back up there again, but Ron McGovern's got ahead of them, and it's Moynihan now, the two rookies on the inside on the way down the hill. Oh, there we go. Barrable on the outside. Dawson leaves him out there. Racing room given, which is great to see. Dawson just carries enough to hold that lead on the way back up the hill. 8 minutes 53 seconds to go. We're going to get some great racing here. I wouldn't like to be directing this one. I don't know which battle you'd want to watch because it's crazy for third place, but it's really on now for the lead again as Barrable has another go. It is McGovern and Gillespie now coming hopping through there. Then it's Moynihan. Somebody going off on the egg, going slowly. That's Phil Lawless in the background. So 24. Oh, that's side by side for the lead. Side by side for the lead. Barrable's got up the inside. This should have it done. It's a very quick corner to sit around the outside of. Yeah, Dawson lets him go. Better off. He would have ended up in the gravel, I would imagine, on the outside there. You just can't carry the speed around when it's greasy. So that's Barrable now, minus a wing mirror leading. Dawson in second place. Great battle between those two. Rod McGovern trying to get up to them. And Finn Gillespie's going to try and go with him. Fastest lap is Rod McGovern at the moment. Here they come. Look at this grid of cars. What a great class. Just so equal. And again, look at that side by side. That's who is that? Evan Walsh, Darren Lawler, another Mondello. He's one of the Mondello technical guys, one of our mechanics in the workshop, and he's really quick in one of these as well. Christian Brennan started last. Didn't he, right at the back? Christian Brennan started last. He's got fastest lap and he's 10th. Darragh Brennan will be happy with that one. Christian Brennan on a big charge as well. So it's Dawson McGovern, Finn Gillespie in third place and leading rookie. This is incredible stuff. Although McGovern, are we missing somebody? It's not showing. Barrable's not showing. There we are, it's back, sorry. Obviously a problem with Barrable's transponder, but the guys downstairs have corrected that. So it's Barrable, Dawson, McGovern, Gillespie, that's right. Then Moynihan. Always at this time of the year you see the top rookies all of a sudden arriving at the sharp end overall. Rod McGovern's caught the leaders there, definitely that time round. Finn Gillespie getting away a little bit from Moynihan, but not quite hanging on to Rod. Look at that, that's Josh Brown getting in the mix there. I think that's actually Christian Brennan who's going so well. It is Christian Brennan up another 3 places the last lap round, and as we said, fastest lap at 15.5. So it'll be harder to get through them as he gets further up, but he's got plenty of pace. So it's Barrable, Dawson, McGovern, Finn Gillespie. Yeah, Rob McGovern all over Dawson now, and he has a look down the inside. Now, these are two seasoned campaigners. Emer O'Brien will know these two well. They would have battled in Peugeot 205s back in 95, mid-90s. Both front runners and both massively experienced saloon car pilots. McGovern gets a little bit quicker through there as Barrable pulls away, but Dawson's not going to leave any chances here. He leaves the door open, does he? No. Closing it as soon as there's a look down the inside. Gillespie still in fourth place and leading the rookies. Can't quite stay with Rob McGovern, but he's getting away from his pursuers there. Yeah, if you're watching this on the live timing, just it'll take a second to update. The time penalties for 7 and 10. So 7 and 10 are Phil Lawless jump start. I did notice that one. I didn't say anything, I don't think. Yeah, 7 and 10 is. Oh, that's penalty number 7 plus 10. That's what it is. 10-second jump start. Good man, Leo. I ignore what I just said. Here comes Rod McGovern on the brakes. Down the outside, trying to tuck the nose in up the inside here. That seems to be the way to get it done. Fastest lap to Barrable now. Very quick last time around with a 13.5. 14.4 for Dawson. 13.8 for McGovern, 14.7 for Gillespie, 15.1 for Moynihan. So good battles all the way down this grid. It's hard to keep up with them all. Mick Keogh all over Moynihan now for 5th place, I think that is. It is indeed. McGovern's lap time is comparable to Barrable's. That almost rhymes. So if he could get by Dawson, which I make sound very easy, and it isn't. I wonder, could he make a run up to Barrable? I'm not so sure. Barrable's got the head down here. He did say to us during the week he can start putting my name on that trophy. So Rob Barrable looking good for the Leinster Leader trophy. It'll be another massive trophy in the Barrable cabinet because he won the Leinster trophy before. Moynihan closing in a little bit on Finn Gillespie now. And he's bringing Mick Keogh and Kelsey Kirby with him with 4 minutes to run. Dawson beginning to pull away a little bit now from Rob McGovern. Then it's Gillespie, Moynihan. That's for the rookie battle. So Gillespie is 3rd, I think, in the rookie battle. He joined late, did miss the first 2 rounds. He's had a win already, and he was 2nd this morning in rookies. He got a good run out of there. That might have given him a little bit of release. Look at Mick Keogh, that immaculate Donegan Auto Services car. That car is absolutely beautiful. It's so well prepared. They're building a second one, I think, for Jay Donegan. So I'm told. Mick Keogh was sniffing around, thinking of moving to Strikers or moving to STs possibly for next year, but then he said he likes the Z-Tech so much he's not sure what to do. Gillespie got away in the second half of that lap, certainly. McGovern just on the back of Dawson, but hasn't really had a go over the last couple of laps. So it's Barrable, Dawson, McGovern, Gillespie, Moynihan, Keogh, Kirby, Darren Lawler, Christian Brennan, Evan Walsh, Josh Brown, Sam Doyle, Aidan Mulready, Lorcan McGivney, Toby Maguire, Senan Noon, Michael McCardle. And Lola Rose Turley goes through in the Clon Bio car. Then very impressive stuff from Will Humphries. He's up another place. Kelsey Kirby has got by Mick Keogh there. Kelsey going nicely. She works for Motorsport Ireland, Sport Development Officer. She instructs down here at Mondello Park as well, so she knows her way around. I think giving her a little bit of help there, is he? A little kiss as they go through Bridgestone Corner, perhaps? Maybe not. Could have been the camera angle, but they're very, very close as they head up the hill. Kennedy's Rise to Lola, the long, long right-hand corner. Keogh having a real go here. Oh, McGovern now putting the work over on Dawson. Dawson goes uber defensive on the way down the back straight. Rob McGovern will have another go on the brakes down the outside here. You don't want to be trying to sit around the outside of Alan Dawson though. They're both locking up. They're so late in the brakes down there, really having a go. It's the battle for second place now. But it looks like the famous trophy is going to go Rob Barrable's way, so there'll be celebrations from the Barrables clan. Massively successful motor racing and rallying family. Gillespie's hauling himself back up to these two, you know. See the black cars closer this time round. I think if he can come fourth, 1 minute 48 to go, we'll get one more lap after this. I think that's probably the highest place by a rookie this year, is it? As they head back towards turn 3. Turn 3, Nordic Spirit corner, I should say Paddock corner as it used to be known. Gillespie right over the curb on the inside. He's been practicing that all week in one of the Mazda 3s, I'd imagine, when the boss isn't here. Up over that inside curb. McGovern gets a good run through there, but Dawson's defences are hard to breach, as Barrable found out. He got by once, Dawson got straight back by again, and he doesn't look hassled at all, Dawson. He's quite calm about it. Heads down the centre of the road, good and late in the brakes, no mistakes. Gets it turned in. The Sheds Direct LOH car. McGovern with a slightly better exit there, but definitely coming at them now is Finn Gillespie. We're all down into the 14s now. .54 seconds. This is the last lap for Rob Barrable and for everybody. There are battles all the way down the field. Great stuff on the last lap. McGovern knows it's the last lap. He will have seen the clock on the start-finish line. There's a digital clock that we can't see here, but the drivers get to see on the starting gantry. It shows penalties, it shows time to go, any messages that need to be transmitted, and he gets the run round the outside, McGovern. Dawson controls it, just carries enough speed there on the way back down that back straight. Down into the braking area now for 7A. He's going to try the inside. Rod McGovern gets the nose up the inside. Oh no, Dawson shuts the door and Rod backs out of it. So I didn't want the repair bill. But this is good racing between two seasoned saloon campaigners here. Rob Barrable out in front. This is the battle for second. And Gillespie is still in touch. If it goes wrong here, he's going to get a rookie win. But he could see an overall podium. But I don't think it's going to go wrong, is it? These guys are too experienced. Although if Rod gets a bit of Rod madness into the final corner on the brakes, I don't think he will. A very accomplished motor racing driver, both of them are, as they head through Nordic Spirit for the light. Here's Barrable. He'd surely put on the headlights now. He knows the routine. Here comes the second place battle. Look at Gillespie jumping the inside curb. He's racing with the big boys today. And down to take the checkered flag is Rob Barrable weaving around. Well deserved, well driven. Rob Barrable takes it and takes the big trophy. Alan Dawson, a great drive, it's got to be said, to second place. I'm sure they'll embrace afterwards. Finn Gillespie, what a drive. Always bouncing around inside the car, punching the air. That is great stuff from Finn Gillespie. He'll be swaggering around the office in Mondello Park in the morning at 9:01 a.m. From Michael Moynihan in second, and second in the rookies, Kelsey Kirby, Mick Keogh, Christian Brennan. Great drive from Christian Brennan. That's really impressive stuff to get all the way up there. 15 dead, he did at one stage. I think he had fastest lap for a long time. Then Darren Lawler, then Sam Doyle. Great drive from Sam Doyle. He came from the back of the grid as well. So Brennan and Doyle charging up to it, and we didn't see too much of it, unfortunately, because the action was just so hot at the front. Look at this. This is Will Humphries, who's got ahead of Lola Rose Turley on the last lap. Great first day out for this young man. Absolutely brilliant. Car number 32, Will Humphries. That's going to give him fourth in the rookies. Lola Rose will be 5th, Freya Burns 6th, Liv Corcoran 7th. They're all absolutely together on track. And Elizabeth Downey. So great stuff from the rookies. The rookie championship runs alongside the main championship. They get their own podiums at every race meeting, and they get top 6 at the prize giving at the end of the year. So a lot to race for. Rob Barrable out of the car, delighted. A lot of handshakes. Top 3 all giving each other handshakes. The mutual nod. Great saloon car racing as ever. Happiest man in the paddock, apart from Rob Barrable, will probably be Neil Murphy after that one. Really highly entertaining. Or perhaps Finn Gillespie after a brilliant run to 4th place and a rookie win. Here's Elizabeth Downey just coming across the line now. She's got a little bit of damage. Actually, no, she hasn't, but she's obviously had an incident, but she gets finished. 8.33 crosses the line in the Pink Panther. So fantastic stuff. The scrutineers will do their stuff now and check all the cars, but they all look pretty equal that time around. The scrutineers doing a great job. There's Alex McCann in the MC hire car, just parked up. It looks like it's had a little bit of contact with somebody there out on track. 104. So 5 laps ago he pulled in. Great aerial shot of them all there out of the car. There's Rob Barrable, the distinctive blue suit with the white suit, blue trousers, just the back of his car. Walking around, that's fantastic stuff. Alan Dawson over near his Sheds Direct car there, and Rob McGovern delighted. Absolutely cracking stuff. And that's the Barrable family on the right. I can see Bobby Barrable looking in at his dad, and Michael Barrable, Rob's father, there as well. Linda's there as well. They'd be absolutely delighted with that one. Christian Brennan's dad, Dara Brennan, with them as well on the left, and it's a great run from Christian Brennan. There's Liv Corcoran, centre of the screen. Can't see Finn Gillespie. Oh, there he is, right in front of the screen there. Finn, great run for him. He'd be delighted with that. That's been coming all year. I think he's put so much work into that with his dad, and that really was a cracking run for him. I thought he was going to get a podium, but 4th place overall and a rookie win for him. He can be very, very proud of that one. So great stuff for the Fiesta Z-Tech drivers. Just going for a quick commercial break. We'll be back with the Irish touring cars for race 2.
This car goes from 60. No, sorry.
Send me this car.
Quando è stata l'ultima volta che ti sei innamorato? You should try it.
The all-new Alfa Romeo Junior. Learn to love again.
Introducing Castrol Edge. Formulated to deliver at least 30% improved performance versus tough industry limits. Performance achieved throughout the engine, including the pistons, turbo, and valve train. Its Power Boost technology combines contact performance additives that dynamically respond on the surfaces of fast-moving engine components with high-quality advanced full synthetic base oils. Power Boost technology gives drivers the confidence to demand more power and acceleration when they need it most.
So, getting towards the end of the weekend, but the action isn't finished yet. Far from it. The Precision Tint and Graphics Irish Touring Car Championship. Precision Tint and Graphics partner with us here at Mondello Park, along with a number of other companies, and they sponsor a couple of championships here. Jay and his team, massive fans. Jay is very much involved in the touring cars, puts a load of work in, and he's a big fan. But Paul Toomey will start this on pole position from Stuart Curran, Cian Walsh on row 2. They'd want to be working together to hold Cian Walsh back here if they've any chance at all, because he's so quick. Then Stephen Martin and Colin Morris. Stephen Martin went well, started from the pit lane this morning and went well in that Castrol, almost similar type livery Civic. And then it's Luke Marmion and Aaron Ennis. And then it's John Sheridan, Ross Aspel, David McMinn, Oisin Clune, Dean Cullen, Stephen Barber. I don't think we're going to see Stephen Barber or Ismail back out, because there was a little bit of contact, quite heavy contact, so they're not back out. Away they go, and it's the poleman Toomey who gets the lead as they head away. Rear wheel drive traction, and look at Walsh looking to the outside, looking back to the inside. Down into turn 1. Around Castor and through Campion. Everybody's all clear so far. Cian Walsh looking for a gap, but the boys aren't going to give it to him. Look at this, they're almost driving side by side to stop that Civic getting by, because they know how quick it is. So Paul Toomey in front, right round the outside goes Stuart Curran in the Integra. Does he get it done? He doesn't get it done, but he loses the place on the exit to Walsh. So Walsh just sitting back and taking the place as it came to him then. Let's see where he's going to have a go for the lead. Toomey's just on the ragged edge. It's been like that all weekend. It's great to watch. The Civic gets alongside. It should be quicker on the way up the hill. It is. He closes the door, even though it doesn't have to. Not much in those three cars in a straight line, but Walsh with great traction out of the last corner. To come back towards the end of the first lap. Walsh has got in front and is beginning to ease away. Cian Walsh, the reigning champion, and looking good for it this year as well. Car number 1, that Honda Civic EP3, is at the top of the hill in the braking zone. The Integra of Curran looking down the inside, but Toomey going nicely here. Toomey got the back of the car. Has he got it nailed down a bit more than he did earlier? It certainly looks like a more elegant exit. Oh, it's very quick in a straight line. Is it quicker than? It is quicker than Cian Walsh in a straight line by 10 kilometers an hour. And a lot of that, I'd say, by dint of that beautiful exit. He just timed it perfectly, got the car wound up and didn't get it sideways. But it certainly looked more composed than it did earlier. 163 kilometers an hour for Cian Walsh, 173 for Paul Toomey. Nobody else near them. Well, in fact, Curran is 164, but nobody else anywhere near them, as you'd expect in a straight line. So 15 minutes race, 12.5 minutes still to run in this one. Then just the last Legends race to round out the TENG Tools ICCR Leinster Trophy for 2025. So Walsh out in front, not streaking away as much as we would have thought, because a lot of effort been put into by Toomey here. You can tell he's trying so hard, but Walsh just inching away everywhere. He's very, very quick. He's got the lap record round here in that self-prepared car. He's the reigning champion. He's looking good for this year's championship, and certainly very, very strong contender. gets by for second place. It's Honda 1-2 now on the way up the hill. A bit of smoke, in fact, from Toomey's car. Colin Morris, oh, he's off. He's off on the outside. He's just pulled off on the outside, just out of shot there on the right-hand side. There's a little bit of smoky there. He's got into the gravel, actually. Didn't pull off. Couldn't stop it. That's odd. He moved offline. It stumped some oil on his back tyres maybe, and he couldn't stop it because there was a big puff of smoke. He pulled offline. Yeah, he's going to pop the bonnet to see what the problem is. That'll be a bit of an issue because that car is probably in the firing line. He knows exactly what it is straight away. Do you know why that is? Because these guys all work on their own cars. They build their own cars. I'm on the WhatsApp chat for the touring cars and they never stop. They show pictures of blocks, engines, heads, cranks. They're just so committed to this class, and it shows. 201. It's a shame to lose him. He's been driving superbly all weekend. Paul Toomey, really strong, and that car great to watch. And it's something a little bit different as well, but he was starting to go well. Wasn't letting Keenwall streak away from him that much there, so interesting. So there's more great battles coming by us now. That's Sheridan, Aspel and Cullen absolutely together for the national class. That's 4th, 5th and 6th in the national class. Dean Cullen in the blue EP3 going high and wide into the final corner. At the first corner, try and get a run at the Integra. I wonder will we see a safety car? I don't think so. Certainly Toomey's car in an odd area, but 20 past 5. Don't want too many more delays here. McMinn in 4th place. Waved yellows. Do I see a safety car? I do see a safety car. It's being dispatched. It's below me. Surprised there's any range left, and it's like an ad for Alfa Romeo. There must be massive range on it because it's been out so many times today. So it is going to be safety car. It's going to bunch them up, which is good for us because it'll give us a little bit more racing. Safety car is dispatched for the Precision Tint and Graphics Irish Touring Car Championship race on lap 3. Overshot there of the car will have to be pulled back out. I'd imagine it must have dumped a little bit of oil. It was odd the way it went offline to let a car back online, then it just couldn't seem to stop it. But he had given us great entertainment all day, so hopefully we'll see that car out again before the end of the season as the safety car slows them right down. So the Alfa Junior leading them around again, and that'll slow things down for a lap or two until that Nissan is recovered from out on the international loop just at the start of Bahrain's bends. Plenty of action around the paddock, and one more race to go after this one. There's Neil Murphy live on telly. He's giving a big spiel to his drivers there. He's got his clipboard out. I'd love to hear what he's saying from down there, but he won't give them the trophies anyway until they've listened to the speech, I'd say. But Neil, as we said, heart and soul of this class. He really does put a lot into it, and he loves doing these podium presentations. He had to finish the speech early because they're running out of daylight. No, that's not fair. It's the rookies coming up. There's Evan Walsh, 3rd place in the rookies. Another really quick driver. Won that Mondello scholarship very, very quick. He qualified 2nd row, was it, this morning in the wet? The wet will always give you an indication of good drivers. There's Finn Gillespie, 2nd this morning. Another giant killing performance from him today. So another trophy for his cabinet. Those three have kind of dominated the rookie element of this. Mikey Moynihan will be coming up in a second to get his one, but they've pretty much dominated. That car's been pulled off the track. Let's watch the lights on the Alfa Romeo. They should go off. They have gone off, and it's back up to speed. See, that's when the radio contact comes telling Declan Nolan flick off the lights there and get the hammer down. Get back in. So he leaves them there and they go back to whatever way they want, but they haven't really. They should be closer. They should all be way closer. They're not really getting this. They should be bumper to bumper to bumper here, and of course it's very frustrating if you're behind a car and he won't close up on the car in front. They're all pretty close, but there are big gaps and I don't think those gaps are going to be closed. They're not by the time they get to the start-finish line, which is a shame. Rob us with some close racing maybe. That beautifully turned out EP3 there. Dean Cullen, he's been up a couple of places, up 2 places on the last racing lap, and there we go. Look at those gaps. Those guys really should have closed that down. They're giving themselves a lot of work to do. Out we come anyway to restart with, how long have we got to run? We have 6 minutes and 19 to run. Green flags are out, it's a restart. Look at the goals of that diesel, say it in a straight line. Up to 4th place overall now, and having a go at Colin Morris almost in a straight line. Then it's Oisin Clune leading the national. Stephen Martin in 6th place. Ross Aspel next up. In fact, McMinn is leading the national class. McMinn is leading in the diesel Seat. He could take a national win here. Clune right behind him though. That's the battle. Those 2 cars together is the battle for national honours here. Wonder would it be the first time a diesel powered car won a race at Mondello, won a class at Mondello. If McMinn could hang on, but Clune is very quick. He was quick this morning. Nothing in it in their lap times though. A couple of fractions of a second is all. That's it there, and Clune all over him. Look at the Seat, the torque of that Seat, the black smoke, and it just disappears up the road on the way out of those slower corners. Through the long right-hander, Clune sets up the Integra to try and get a run and carry more speed through there. But no, to say it's pretty quick. It's just leaving that Integra sitting there. And again, look at the smoke from the car. Look at the gap on the way down the back straight. Just drives away from the Integra. Clune is late on the brakes. He's late on the brakes, and closes them right down through 7A. Right with him now through 7B. The old turbo diesel will love a hill and pulls away a little bit back up there again. There's not much in it between these two, is there? That's what you want for a class. They've done well with these classes. That national class is close fought. The cars are pretty equal. 2 very different ways of getting to a similar lap time. And Oisin Clune has a look down the inside. McMinn closes the door, stays right on the inside. The little say of the beat. There's Stephen Martin next up. And Aspel, then Sheridan, then Cullen. There's that battle again, and this time he has to defend. Clune goes high and wide. It should be quicker on the exit. He is quicker on the exit, but just watch that, say it. The torque, a wave of torque here from the diesel just pulls him away. And away again. He's got a length or two as he goes across the line. Clune, as a result, not quite close enough to take a lunge in his Integra down the inside there. So very equal cars, but different strengths around different parts of the circuit with 4 minutes to run. That's for the national win, remember. McMinn is leading. Clune won the national this morning. He'd love to do a double. McMinn would love to take a win here as well. Walsh currently leads Curran by 2.1 seconds out front. Curran going really well, but this is the battle on track. Absolutely together now. Clune gets to the apex and should get a better run up the hill. He does get a better run up the hill. He gets alongside, they're door to door briefly, but he's on the outside now for Bridgestone corner with 3.5 minutes to go. They lock it inside rear wheel there, and McMinn just about contains it, gets back on the power and away up the hill. Doesn't leave any gap at all. Moves back to the outside though. He's pretty confident through Lola corner. Colin Morris not too far in front of these, considering how hard they're scrapping, and then that cloud of smoke when he gets the hammer down in the oil burner. Look at it, just leaving smoke behind it on the way down the back straight. And as hard as he can on the brakes, locking those back wheels. Clune just inching up to him again. 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go on this one. It's just under a 2-minute lap, so we'll probably get another lap at the end of this one. Clune with a better line through the first bit, closer again through the second bit, trying to get a switchback. He's desperately trying to get the nose up the inside like he did coming up out of turn 3, but he needs to do it where the next one is another left or another right, because if you do it coming up out of turn 3, it's you're unlikely to sit around the outside down into Bridgestone corner. But he really is having a go here everywhere. Oisin Clune gets a great run through Nordic. McMinn sees that though and goes to the inside, high and wide for Clune to try and get a better exit. McMinn stays to the inside. You can have the outside if you want, and then uses that torque to just smoke away down the road. 1, 2, 3 lengths as he goes by me. Intriguing battle, this one. 2 minutes 17 to go. In fact, we'll get another lap after this one again, I think. Walsh leading by 3 seconds up the front, so it's just eking out. It's just getting bigger and bigger. This battle is not just for the national, it's for 4th place overall in the Precision Tinted Graphics Irish Touring Cars. Down to turn 3. Somebody else stop. That is that Aaron Ennis? I think it is. come through at the end of the last lap. Again, gets tucked in. Clune trying to think of something new here to get by. It really is an intriguing battle. The car, the torque, have to say it, just fighting off the Honda in certain places, but through that corner, so committed is Clune that he gets a run. But again, once McMinn puts a shovel full of coal onto the fire, the car just eases away down the back straight. This is great. He locks that back wheel again. Once again, the Integra just comes up to him on the brakes, but he's got the inside covered. He carries enough speed between 7A and 7B that he's not compromised on the way back up the next hill. And it's Groundhog Day for Oisin Clune. Nothing he can do so far. Not that far ahead of them, Colin Morris for third place overall. If they stopped scrapping, maybe they'd get up near him, but they're really going at it here. And 53 seconds on the clock, but I think the leader will get by. Uh, 43 seconds. So yeah, look at this. The leaders, they closed them right down. So Cian Walsh, has he done a slow lap? He has. He's out by 4 seconds. And all of a sudden, Stuart Curran all over him for the lead. So the battle on up front. I wonder, is Cian Walsh in trouble, or is he just playing around? Curran certainly isn't playing around. He hasn't stopped pushing hard all day. Very quick driver. Beautifully prepared car, Stuart Curran. The Integra now sniffing around the back of the Civic as they head out towards turn 3. Oh, and having a look right round the outside of Cian Walsh, but he goes wide, wide, wide. Holds it well, but he's out onto the grass, and that could have decided this one. Well, a great effort, and really was having a go. He knew there was a sniff of a victory there, but he was how much quicker? 3 seconds quicker than Cian Walsh last time round. So he might be able to get back up there again. It's a lot to ask, but he does look visually quicker, doesn't he? As they go through Lola corner for the last time. No change in the battle behind. You'll probably see it here in a second. Just come into shot now after this car. There it is. Yeah, Groundhog Day, nothing happening. Oh, this time Clune trying to get the nose up the inside. You can see what he's trying to do, but so can McMinn. A great battle. These two guys really trying hard. They'll need a cold drink after this one, I'd imagine. Heading down towards 7A and B. Oh, Clune gets the nose almost down the inside. There could have been contact there. He backed out of it. It's a good hard racing, but no gouging as they come back up the hill. Clune driving really well. He's tried loads of different things here. He's tried inside, outside, hanging back to get a run. Must be so frustrated, but McMinn is driving so well too. He hasn't made any mistakes at all. He's just getting to the apex and then getting up on that loud pedal and using that torque to pull ahead. But he's under big pressure. I think they're catching Colin Morris, you know, even though they're scrapping. Look at that, Colin Morris a little bit closer ahead of them. Oh, McMinn trailing smoke. Checkered flag time now, and just about Cian Walsh takes it, but he had caught him again. Walsh out to a 56, and Stuart Curran right with him in a drag race to the line. Cian Walsh takes it, and that means he's going to win the Dunlop Trophy, another famous trophy. Look at this, neck and neck for the national win. McMinn just wins it from Oisin Clune. Great drives from both of those men, absolutely fantastic. Stephen Martin should be next up. Here he is coming out of the final corner, Southside Motor Factors. Then Ross Aspel. It's not Ross Aspel, of course, it's Sheridan and Cullen. Aspel no longer running. There's 2 cars stopped out in the loop, I think. Yeah, we can see one there just at Nordic Spirit corner parked up. There's a couple of 3 cars there. There's 3 cars out in the loop, so a little bit of a race of attrition, but great entertainment. Stuart Curran fighting drive all the way to the flag to try and beat Cian Walsh. And then that national class cracking battle between David McMinn and Oisin Clune. Well done to all of those, and well done to the organisers of the Irish Touring Car Championship for getting those grids back up from hovering around single numbers up to high teens. It's great to see it. We hope to see them back here in October again. But absolutely fantastic stuff from the ITCC. Okay, so we'll just bring the Irish Touring Cars back in. I think they're going to clear the paddock just a little bit, and the legends will be released for their final race and our final race of the TENG Tools ICCR Leinster Trophy meeting here at Mondello. So we'll be back in just a few minutes' time with some more live racing from Mondello Park.
Sometimes when you get to where nobody is supposed to follow you, people actually start to do it. Well, unless you go too far. The new Jeep Avenger, now available in e-hybrid for Freedom followers.
If you call a car Grandland, you make it grand. You design an electric logo. A super low battery range. And 50,000 intelligent LEDs. It's grand. Sure is.
New Opel Grandland, available in hybrid and electric. Go grand.
The Blitz is more than just a logo to us. It represents who we are. It stands for the energy that flows into every single Opel, and for our restless ambition to always go further, even if it means to break old patterns. By 2028, we will be fully electric. This is our focus, our energy, and we manifest it with a new, even more energetic Blitz. Like never before, it stands for who we are and where we go. Because it's much more than just a logo. It's our compass to head forward.
Opel, a proud sponsor of Irish rugby. Drive on.
We're back live. So that's the Hill of Allen that we were talking about earlier. So no rain coming for the last race of the day. We can guarantee that one. One was afraid to make a guarantee, but certainly it looks very good there. Legends will be back out shortly at Mondella Park. Leinster Motor Club guys just gathering up the last few trophies. They've awarded all their trophies. The pictures have been taken. It's a wonderful thing for Club Motorsport. You're getting those fantastic trophies for Club Motor Racing drivers. So no doubt we'll see pictures of all those drivers with their trophies in the coming days on social media. Absolutely fantastic. It's been absolutely great weekend. There's been brilliant racing, which makes my job so easy, and very, very enjoyable stuff from all the classes, especially today, Junior Minis and Fiesta Z-Techs. Absolute thrillers. So it'll be worth watching them back later on tonight. So we're not done just yet because the Legends have another run, of course. Little 1200cc motorbike engine screamers. This is for the Jack Toohey trophy, another very famous trophy, not as big in stature as some of the others, but actually plenty of history in it. The Jack Toohey Trophy. James Byrne, whose car is back together, I did say that would happen, is going to be in pole position for this one. I think with Dennis Lambert alongside, he is. They've managed to put it together. There's some heroes down in POB mode. It actually looks mint. So I don't know how they did that. GrangeCarsales.ie for Dennis Lambert. Next up then Michael Barrable. Is Michael Barrable out there? He is. They fixed up all the cars. Jonathan Patterson, Seamus Ryan, Willie Lawrence, Nico Frank, Richie Power, Gordon Brown, Owen Lawler, Sylvie Bartlett, Lee Malone and Scott Jackson. Let's see when they come down to the grid. Are we missing any? But that's the grid I have here as the legends go on their warm-up lap to get up to full racing temperature and then do their rolling. So just a 10-minute race, and that'll be our last race of the weekend. So well done to all the marshals, and thank them very much for great work all weekend. Anything that happened, and there were plenty of incidents, they got them all sorted very, very quickly, as indeed did JR, the rescue crew, all these guys, anyone else involved, the officials. It's been a great weekend. It's been run pretty much to timetable despite all those events. Not easy to do. So this is it, the last race of the 2025 TENG Tools Leinster Trophy race meeting for ICCR. It's just a 10-minute race. They run shorter races because they run 3 races per day instead of 2 as the Alfa Romeo peels off for the last time this weekend. The Alfa Romeo Junior with Declan Nolan back into the pit lane and down the pit lane, and the legends are unleashed. Now what happens is they'll go slowly down here and they'll see the red lights come on, and if Fergus Brennan is happy with the formation of the cars, he'll change to green. If he doesn't, they might have to do another rolling lap. It's unusual, but it can happen. So they're watching those red lights and trying to anticipate them. Look at Michael Barrable slightly to the right. The lights are out and away they go. Nobody really making a jump there. They're all pretty much in grid order going down towards turn 1. Somebody down the outside with a big look. That's Willie Lawrence. Gets down the outside of Jonathan Patterson on the brakes, moves up a place. Michael Barrable right in there. He's in 3rd place, I think. He is in 3rd place. Somebody's got ahead of James Byrne, and that is Dennis Lambert in the distinctive blue car. So it's Lambert, it's Byrne and Barrable out the front. Barrable trying to get back down the inside. Michael Barrable of James Byrne can't quite get it done. Had a good look there. And next up is Richie Power, who'll be leading the rookies in this one. He's in 4th place overall. It's a day for the rookies today, isn't it, after the Z-Tech performance there? Michael Barrable way out to the left. He gets a run and tries to carry that speed up the left-hand side. Now he looked to either go around the outside or more likely get a later turn in and a better exit as a result. No, man, no flies on James Byrne. He stands on the power. The car moves around under him but doesn't lift out of it. Great stuff. So Barrable on the brakes down the inside for 2nd place to James Byrne. He should get it done. He doesn't quite. This is a lot of... no, but he does get it done at the 2nd apex there. But Byrne didn't block him too much and ran around the outside of him. Somebody going off. That is Lee Malone, I think, is it? Possibly. Great battles all the way down the grid in this one. So it's now Lambert from Barrable I don't know which of them will be quicker. Let's see. There's James Byrne, and right behind him is 14. 14 is Richie Power, who was leading the rookies. Bit of a shake-up now. It's possibly Nico Frank. We'll see when they cross the line. The first two have made a bit of a break there from 77. Good battles all the way down the grid. 77 is Willie Lawrence. He's come way up from back on the grid, but up to third place and has pulled away from the rest of them there. James Byrne now with a bit of a queue behind him. So Barrable closing in a little bit, I think, on down Dennis Lambert. Lambert just leading by 0.4 of a second. They all fly by us bumper to bumper there mid-grid. Lambert and Barrable together. A little puff of smoke from Barrable's car as he turns in. They're air-cooled, these cars, of course. That's Bartlett right at the back. He's been right at the front for the two races so far, so I wonder if he got a problem. Bartlett very quick as well. Come up through a number of different classes in Mondello. 37 Dennis Lambert going nicely out front. Barrable closes them down on the brakes. 7.5 minutes to go. Still a few laps in this one. Back up the hill now, up through the gears. First two making a break. Oh, Barrable very late in the brakes. Takes a lunge down the outside. He'll use that to try and get a better exit here, but Lambert's carrying good speed. 37. Bowed out to the outside. Willie Lawrence trying to close them down. Boxed in there is number 1, Scott Jackson. He won the first race today. It's been going really well all day, actually. Gordon Brown a little bit wide there, and trying to get up the inside of him was that man we spoke about, but he can't quite get it done. Scott Jackson on that occasion. 14 still going well. Let's see who's leading the rookies. The rookies is James Byrne. Oh, it's not. It's Dennis Lambert is still a rookie, and he's leading overall and leading the rookies. Great stuff. It is a day for the rookies, same as the Z-Techs. Oh, Barrable's got by, just as I said it. Commentator's curse. Barrable now leads. Lambert second, but still leading the rookies. Willie Lawrence in third place, having closed them both down a little bit. Lawrence might have fastest lap when they go by this time. That's Jonathan Patterson, New Names was beautifully turned out car. Here they come, back towards the left-hander, Nordic Spirit corner. Leads again. He always goes well in the third race today, Barrable. He wasn't happy with his car in wet conditions earlier on. They obviously went twiddling with it. But the Barrables and POB have a very strong relationship with Peter Barrable and Rob Barrable, big into setting up these legends and changing the setup slightly and tweaking them. And they'll have Michael, as Michael Barrable says, it was a bit like the Fiesta. He said these two guys set it up and they just sit me into it, but it's not that easy. There's a lot of driving in these legends and a lot of talent on the grid as well. So it's Barrable from Lambert. He's hanging on to him there. He's not getting away. 0.5 last time round. Barrable, Lambert, Lawrence, Byrne, Owen Lawler, Richie Power and Gordon Brown. Then Nico Frank, Scott Jackson, Lee Malone, Sylvie Bartlett, Jonathan Patterson. We're missing Seamus Ryan. 5 minutes to run on this one. Somebody off on the outside. That's James Byrne, number 7. No damage this time, and he rejoins the track just behind Patterson. So Byrne from 4th place off there and drops right to the back, but he's got a bit of pace. He should be able to make up a place or two. Gordon Brown there, end of the rack as he tries to get around the long left-hander. That battle there is Power, Brown and Scott Jackson. Scott Jackson trying to go to the outside of Gordon Brown. Barrable's only getting away very, very slightly. Lambert trying to close him down on the brakes there. And 77 was catching them, Willie Lawrence, but not really making any inroads. The three of them pretty equally matched now as they come up out of 7A. Down towards Bahrain's Bends, the right and left. Difficult set of corners. You can overcook the first one and it makes you very slow through the second one. We saw earlier on. Michael Barrable, in fact, just showing us there a little bit. He missed the second apex, I think, just a fraction. So if anything, it's closer up front. Dennis Lambert under a bit of pressure now from Willie Lawrence. The two blue cars together. Coming down towards Nordic Spirit corner. They carry loads of speed through here, the little legends. And great speed up towards the braking zone for the final corner. Southside Motor Factors. More little brakes into the apex. Now into the main straight again. 4 minutes to run. It's Barrable, Lambert and Lawrence together. Fastest lap for Willie Lawrence, 59.5, 3/10 faster than Barrable. Don't think anyone else going to match that. All in the 2-minute brackets because they're scrapping so hard. And Barrable hadn't really got away, but he's beginning to inch away now, and this will help his cause as well, because these two guys are starting to scrap fairly hard, and that'll slow themselves down. Once you go offline to defend or offline to attack, you're costing yourself time. So 37 and 77 now. Dennis Lambert leading the rookie, leading the pro, Willie Lawrence. And the next rookie is Nico Frank, who's doing nicely. Up 4 places, he's in 5th place. Then the next one is Richie Power, then Jonathan Patterson and James Byrne, who's still right at the back. Let's see his lap times. He should be able to catch some cars in front. James Byrne. He's well back though. He must have lost even more time when he went off on the outside. That time got back up to racing speed. So Barrable now started to stamp us. This will be a great day for the Barrables, won't it? If they can take 2 big trophies home, the Jack Toohey Trophy and the Leinster Leader Trophy, because Rob's already taken the Leinster Leader Trophy. And a big weave and a lunge down the inside. Now that was a dummy being sold, if ever you've seen one. He went to the inside, back to the outside, and then came back again and took a lunge. Lambert not done just yet though. He's thinking about getting a run up the hill. Had a sniff down the inside at 7B. 2:36 to go. So they'll be starting their last lap this time round. .77 and 37. So it's Barrable, Lambert, Lawrence, then Lawler, Frank, Malone, Bartlett, Power, Jackson, Brown and Patterson, and then James Byrne still pushing on, trying to get back up to the guys in front, having had that big off at turn 3. Barrable now looks comfortable in 2nd place. Let's watch the lap time, see if Dennis Lambert, he's definitely getting away a little bit from or Willie Lawrence I should say, definitely getting a little bit away from Lambert. Let's watch them when they go by. Yeah, fastest lap Willie Lawrence, 59.2, 59.5, but actually 58 dead. Scott Jackson's got out of jail. He was being held up by loads of cars. He's got clear air, and all of a sudden, way quicker than anybody, Scott Jackson. He's up a place in 5th. He's got clear of Lee Malone, or Nico Frank, I think it might have been, and he's starting to fly. Scott Jackson, number 1. Watch out for him. He's in 5th place. There he is. Look, he's broken away from the group, just to the right of the screen now. Just ahead of these 2 cars. There he is. That's the car there, just going a little bit wide. That car now on your screen is fastest car on track. Car number 1, Scott Jackson. You wouldn't think he was going to catch the leaders, but he's 1.6 seconds quicker than Barrable last time round. 1.6. So he's on a charge. He's catching another car in front now, and that's going to be Owen Lawler. Let's look at the slice by from way back. He's in a hurry, isn't he? It's Barrable, it's Lawrence, it's Lambert, then it's Lawler and Jackson. Scott Jackson with a tidy line, tight all the way through. Lawler favouring a much wider line to open the lock and try and scrub off less speed. Not much in it as they head down towards 7A and B, and so late in the brakes from way back. Thank you very much, he says. Number 1, I'm the champion. I'll need to go through here. Oh, Lawler comes back at him though and up over the inside curb, but it doesn't quite work. Great stuff from Lawler, having a real go back. Didn't want to hand it away there at all, but Scott Jackson now up to 4th place with fastest lap. Look at this, he's caught that battle. That battle that was for 2nd place, he's going to catch that too. He's absolutely flying. There we go, the Rapco car. Beautifully presented, another POB racing machine. Car number 1. So Barrable 59.6, his personal fastest lap the last time round. But certainly Scott Jackson 58 dead. Nobody else in the 58s. Locks a front wheel as he tries to get on terms now with Dennis Lambert. Oh, it's checkered flag, and it's Michael Barrable who takes the win. Big day for Barrables up on Mondello Park. It's Willie Lawrence, it's Dennis Lambert, and it's Scott Jackson who brings it down to a 57.6 on the final lap. Scott Jackson absolutely flying, but too little too late. He got caught in traffic. A copybook race for Michael Barrable there in the MB Motors car. He worked his way to the front, kept the head down and just pushed as hard as he needed to. So what a day for the Barrables at Mondello Park. One more trophy to be presented, and they're going to get that as well, the Jack Toohey Trophy, and that's going to go to Michael Barrable. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Well done to the legends at POB, to Mondello Park, to everybody involved, our marshals, our officials, our class coordinators, junior minis with great racing, so thanks to the parents and everybody. So there you go, ladies and gents. That's the end of what's been probably the best race meeting so far at Mondello Park. The Leinster Trophy, Leinster Motor Club giving us a little bit of excitement down here with all the trophies. ICCR bringing TENG tools on board, the Beacon Hospital allowing us to stream it, circuit racing going the right way, a lot of effort being put in by a lot of people and it's starting to pay off. The classes have done a great job, the cars are beautifully turned out, they've given us incredible racing. I think with the Junior Mini and the race we saw today from Junior Minis, certainly the future looks really bright here at Mondello Park. And for the ICCR, we're back here in October. Have a look at mondellopark.ie for information. If you want any motor racing specific information, ICCR.ie, you can find out about all the classes there. If you want to come and join us, tells you how to get your license, tells you how to get involved. So come down and get on one of our grids here and you can be having all the fun you saw today. That's all for today. Thanks to See It Live and all the team for a great production all weekend. It's been really good fun. It's made my job easy. So we'll see you next time here at Mondello Park.